What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's true. You do got me. Get over here. Marcos, let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm alive by the motor. No proof, like I always wanted him. I never hated him. I never traded him. And if I did, I never ever traded him. You never know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with viewing for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Leroy.
What happened? Two was holding out.
Can I hear him? Is he
I
muted?
don't know. I can hear you.
What's going on there, Vlad?
I can hear
Can
you.
him?
I don't know why you can't hear him. He's on.
I can hear you.
Strange. I can't hear.
I can hear Vlad.
Oh, there's only one return. I can hear Vlad. I can't hear Leroy. Is he on all the programs? Vlad.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's a strange thing. That's never happened before.
Hold on.
I mean,
Figure that thing out. But anyway, we're here live from Big Ten Media Day. It's the Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. And, we got a fun one coming up for you today. A lot of action here today. Michigan's still here tomorrow. So the true blue is there. But it's for me. This should be a fun one. We just talked to Lincoln Riley before we got on the air. Leroy, I couldn't connect you at that time, Leroy. So that's why I wasn't ignoring you blatantly. I would never do such a thing. I love you, and but I did shout you out in the interview because I stole your point about the West Coast and Big Ten feeling natural. But I will say when we do bring you that interview, Dolphin fans will like hearing what he has to say about Todd Washington. So that should be a good thing. He's like. He thinks, obviously he was his coach, but he's like, oh, he loves him, like his favorite. So should be an exciting thing. But it's one of those where we'll see what happens around here on this day 2. It feels a lot like there's a lot more action early on, a little less, hoity-toity, and seems a little bit more loose. People are having fun here today. Maybe that's because they got the West Coast vibes here today. I don't know what it is, but we got a very exciting day also, ladies and gentlemen, because Miami Dolphins training camp is here. It's here, Leroy.
Yep, it's here. It's here. You can't hear me.
Can't get him? That's weird. Maybe connect and reconnect, Leroy. I know you can hear me. It's weird. We can't hear you on StreamYard.
Frog voice settings that I've been using all week.
Let me do
his mic was acting a little weird yesterday. Maybe his mic blew out.
No,
I wonder if that happened.
No, because I can hear me.
Because like yesterday.
I can hear me.
I know you can hear me. I know.
No,
we know.
I can hear me. So it's not my mic.
No, we can't hear anything. Nothing from you, dude.
All right. I'm going to get out and get it.
Yeah, he's going to disconnect and reconnect. Something happened there, Vlad. At least I was like, okay, good. Because I thought at first, Vlad, I thought you said that you could hear him. And I was like, uh-oh.
No,
That's what made me.
I can't hear him. But then Jay Fitz says we hear you just fine. And I'm like,
yeah. That's what confused me initially. I was like, oh.
All right.
I didn't know what was going on there.
I still can't hear.
Nah. It's got to be something with the mic.
You're like, maybe
I'm telling you, though, yesterday, well, that mic was sounding like it was almost going to go yesterday. I wonder if it blew out or it needs to be replugged in or something like that.
No, because
that's the strange thing. J-Big says you can hear him, but we can't. I can't hear him. Is he back?
You got studio.
Yeah, I can't hear him either. I can't hear. There's got to be some kind of a setting thing that we got to get going. This is off to a rocking start here today, but we'll get it figured out so the radio audience can hear Leroy Horde. JFX saying Leroy can hear himself. That's great, but we can't. There's got to be some type of some simple button that's not up flat or something like that. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. But anyway, Mike McDaniel is speaking to the media as we speak. He has said that on Tua's plan, he said what he's going to do, because we're all waiting on what Tua is going to do for this off-season plan and where it's going to go. He says that it's very fluid. We're taking it day by day, expecting it to be kind of like OTAs, and we'll take it from there. And for reference, Adam Beasley says that Tua sat out 11 on 11s in the spring. So seems like Tua's doing kind of like a semi-hold-in, but he's going to be out there, and he might be doing 7-on-7 stuff. It doesn't really matter in the early days for sure, because they don't even have pads on, so who cares?
Right.
Who cares? He's going to be out there, and Uno's going to be out there with the team. So it doesn't feel like this is going to be a very dramatic camp, which is exciting. Get to business, get to that football, everybody, and see what's what, and see where we go from there. But you know, you got to give it up for Tua if that is the case, because it's like, yeah, he's going to come out there like his teammates said yesterday and handle that business. But I don't know what else. I think this was probably expected. Like Leroy said, that's the way Tua has always handled himself throughout this thing. By the way, I got to tell you, so Oregon, they're throwing them up there. I guess they're going to be here tomorrow. They've overtaken Indiana because Indianapolis, they put a giant rubber duck in the river, which I was like, huh? A giant rubber duck. It's like, dude, it's ridiculous. It's so big. You can't get anything with it. It's a wild thing. So I don't know what's going on there, but we will see. I heard some kind of a strange computer sound there. That was kind of crazy. But yeah, man. So let's take a break. We'll break a little bit early. We'll see if we can get this whole thing situated with Leroy's with me being able to hear each other, and we'll be back with more after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy. Leroy?
Yes.
Goosies, dude. I missed you.
Yeah.
So let's just clear off. So I just want to be clear. I didn't phase you out before the show. I just couldn't connect with you. So I didn't want to.
And I'm watching you talk, and I'm like,
I know, but I had to because I knew he was coming over. They were like, oh, he was coming over, Lincoln Riley. And then it was like, oh, but I know you guys go on at 10. I'm like, all right, well, I don't. Then I inundated him with Dolphins questions, which I don't know if annoyed him or not, but I think it didn't. And then I was like, well, let me throw him one more USC question, just to make him feel good.
Well, because
here.
He's basically the equivalent to what Mike McDaniel is, but in college.
Right. That's what I was hoping to get. And you know what? He gave me the goods. He gave me the goods on that.
So I could see why the tie-in would be there, because you look at his offense now. Contrast, none of his teams ever play defense.
I know. I watched today as I'm leaving the hotel room. Paul Weinbaum's crushing him. He's like, "Oh, this guy, another defensive coordinator. That'll work." I was like, "Geez, all right."
I mean, I think you have to do it the way Mike McDaniel does it, and say you come in and be a defensive guy. I'm not gonna try to coach the defense through my offensive eyes.
Right.
And you just let it be, because your vision of how you would play defense to defend you doesn't work against everybody. And that's you kind of need a defensive mind to do that.
Yeah, so we'll bring that to you a little bit later. We might have Leroy's former coach on, Kirk Ferentz. I believe that's in the works for today. So
one of my favorite coaches.
One of Leroy's favorites. So the head coach of Iowa will probably stop by at some point. I'm not quite sure the schedule for them, but it definitely feels looser, as I was saying here in the opening segment. But hey, man, this is a big day. Dolphins training camp is here upon us. Now, Mike McDaniel speaking. That's going to take a good 35 minutes.
Oh, we got time to chop. Hey, by the time you chop that up and break it down and get sound from it, it'll be the end of the show.
What are you talking about? 3-minute answers for one question.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But you got to go through the whole. You got to go through the whole thing to get what.
Not even. All you got to do is find where he starts and then find when he ends, and that's it. Because it's going to be a long answer.
How would you like to be the coach? You finally get some momentum. I mean, look, as the head coach, you understand your circumstance at the end of last year, and how some of a role. I would say Mike McDaniel understands what his role was. How, the defense actually, as banged up as they were, gave you a chance to win all those games, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to feel good about that. But to be put in this situation when you think you on a roll and getting things moving forward, right? It's got to be awkward. Has to be,
for sure. Yeah, I think it's definitely got to be a little bit weird, and they gotta fix those things. He's obviously been very obsessive about that with what they got to do, because they've gotten out to 2 fast starts in both of his seasons as Dolphins head coach, 8-3.
They're the new Bills. Remember the Bills used to do that all the time.
I don't like that, but you're right. Yeah. No. Well, it was funny yesterday because Jordan Poyer had these comments about, he basically said, I didn't really like it, but I can't really disagree with him. I mean, he's just in the honest tree. But new Dolphins safety, who of course played for the Bills for a long time, Jordan Poyer, was basically saying, he goes, the knock on the Dolphins is, he says that you feel like if you punch them back, they're going to fold. And I'm just, I know, Vlad, it hurts. It hurts to hear that
but
from a Dolphin. But
you know who you can't do that with? A team who has a physical run game, because the mentality of your team. And that's why I say, when you get down to the end of those games and the team is bearing down and know they can come after you any kind of way, because you're not going to respond with any pressure or any physicality, that's how it looks clunky at the end of games. And so, you see what Baltimore did.
Yeah, they got Derrick Henry.
They said, you know what? Look, we like what Lamar does. We like the fact that he runs the ball, but he can't be your running back at the end of games. He can't. And so I love the fact that everybody says the running back position is a dying breed. Like, you don't need one. You can do it, but it always seems in most cases that team that has that dude at the end of football games in December and January are having some success. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. So, like, everybody calm down.
Now, like, so when I heard Raheem Mostert yesterday say that, when he's like, well, what's the evolution for him? He goes, me, more in the passing game. I was like, no, wait, we have enough of that. Or is he just fast enough where it's like, that's fine. He's just because he obviously had success running the football last year.
Well, it all has to do with, like, think of what he's saying in basketball, the pick and roll. Well, you run 8 pick and rolls till you get the mismatch you want. It's not necessary that he's going to be a receiver. But if you find a situation where you have a linebacker that's going to guard Mostert, then you take advantage of that. And I think that's where he was getting at with that he's going to become a viable receiver when the mismatch presents itself. That's all. That's all he's saying.
So when you and I weren't able to hear each other last segment, I read you the Mike McDaniel comments.
Well, I could hear you.
Yeah, I know you could hear me, but just right. So your reaction of Tua is, I guess, going to start off this week, which, mind you, it's not a week they can even put pads on, I think, probably till Sunday. I don't even think they put pads on.
Right.
But Tua not doing 11 on 11s. He did 7 on 7s in OTAs, but they said they're going to basically do the OTA plan for the time being. That's fine. Yeah. Like, just you're not, I don't feel like you're going to miss too much of a beat early on.
Listen, like, here's the kicker with all of this. There's going to be a lot of guys that kind of they gradually bring into it, including Tyreek and Waddle, who are not going to be running. Odell, they're not going to be running every damn play because you don't want them wide open in week 1 of the camp. So they kind of gradually get all of them in there. So you have more guys, more rotations. You have to understand that in the preseason, the guys that are going to play most of the plays, you better know what the hell they're doing. So you use this opportunity to do that. Now, are they practicing against anybody this
They are. Well, that was what I was thinking. Like the first one that I think probably matters is they got 2 joint practices coming up August 6th and 7th against the Falcons.
There you have it. So there you'll get a lot of work there, Tyreek, and they'll get some work there. And so you just kind of go about it. You can't run around full speed for 5 weeks or 4 weeks and then say, hey, let's go play an 18-game season, right? So the problem with this is that even though it's very normal, because of the circumstances surrounding it, we may make it be something that it's not, right? So if Tua's not playing quarterback on every damn play, somebody's going to, ooh, Tyreek ran a route and Tua wasn't the quarterback, or ooh, and so like let's just take it easy on this, right? Everybody's being, because what ended up happening with Christian Wilkins, right, is they made, I'm almost guessing they said we're not going to franchise you. And that was the deal, right? So I don't know if they work some kind of deal with Tua. I don't know if, they try to get something done. But let's not make a big deal in camp of Tua. Oh, Tua missed 5 plays in a row. And that's the kind of reporting you're going to get. And it's going to make a mountain out of a molehill. Right? Because now you got to tell me, okay, then what did he do when he was when did he do last year? And you're not comparing that. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I think it was Yeah, and I don't think there's I'm sorry, I don't care if Skylar Thompson goes 100 for 100 out there, or Mike White. They ain't taking the job or anything like that's going to happen. So I think for this, they've avoided most of the drama. Like you said, I think that if they could get a deal done by the time there's joint practices, because that's probably like the first real best work that you get.
Can I
if
just
that
say
happens,
this, in fairness
sure.
to everybody involved?
Mm-hmm.
If you were working to get something done by joint practices, you could have got it done before camp started.
I know.
This. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
but I would say this: the only thing that just kind of discourages me and kind of upsets me is we all want people on our team to behave the way and handle themselves the way Christian Wilkins and Tua Tagovailoa have handled themselves. And Tua has been a tougher path, right? Because they were playing defense against him in their own franchise for the first 2 years. And now because he's in year 4, we're going to just ignore that, right? So I'm more upset about the fact that you take care of your guys.
Yeah, I totally agree, but I do think that he has handled this A+. All of his teammates publicly are backing him and are in his corner on this, and it doesn't feel like it's going to be a thing. Like they got other things. Honestly, they got other things to worry about way more than him. And
exactly. We question that defense. What we gonna do over there?
We got to worry about. Hey, is this gonna work? Can we last until everybody's legs work? Are we gonna be all right? Can they get through this? That's such a bigger issue.
Right.
This is the sexy, juicy issue, but it's really not, because Tua is a vet of this offense. Him and Mike McDaniel have a great relationship. Whatever happens business-wise will happen business-wise, but football-wise, it's really. I mean, like they're going to be as in key in running that system as they've always been. I feel like. Maybe like. And by the way, Odell Beckham's not even like Odell started on the PUP list, so it's not even like his new toy is out there to get reps with.
Which is another thing. We explained the PUP list, so everybody's aware. It doesn't mean anything that big. That's not that big of a deal. Now, I will say this.
Do you think it's because he's going to go to Fiji for the Love Island reunion?
Dude, stop.
Why?
I will say this. There. I will say this. That if there's a situation that I think the Dolphins could handle based on their schedule, it is the situation with the injured players, because their schedule, everything is kind of backloaded, correct? Now, I'm saying that without knowing what we're treating teams like no other team is going to get better, like they're going to stay the same way they were last year. So,
well, it's going to be a fun first. The first week is going to be a sexy matchup because, I mean, like the Trevor Lawrence Tua thing is going to be a thing. And so Tua immediately, like, it's not like Jacksonville. I don't think they're a world beater, but it's not a, it's
solid,
not, I don't think
they're solid on defense. They're solid on defense. You still have questions. Now, I'll tell you what, and correct me if I'm wrong. I got more questions about Trevor Lawrence continuing than Tua.
Yeah, I do too.
Right. It's a crazy, and this is not because I'm here in Miami. No, I'm just looking at the way they've played the last 2 years. Okay. I have more questions about Trevor Lawrence in the future than I do Tua.
No, I think the start of their schedule is not easy, but I think I think they're going to be good early tests. Like they got Jacksonville and Buffalo to start the season, both at home. So but the thing that's noticeable about the end of the season, a lot of road games, cold games, like those are the tests that they're going to have to face for sure.
Hey, please don't. We're not going to start this early. About the cold. No, everybody that plays in Florida is not from Florida, right?
Well, I know, but it just happened to be luck that after they pooped their pants that they had to go play the coldest game in history.
Well, let me tell you.
That's why I know, Vlad. It was a punishment. It was a deserved punishment.
Contrary to popular belief, right? Nobody is accustomed to that weather. Like they make it sound like, Ooh, it didn't bother Kansas City. That's a bunch of BS. It's cold for everybody. And I don't
Patrick
know why
Mahomes.
people think that. Oh, I would listen. If I had a choice of playing in -4 degrees at home or 80 on the road, I take my chances on the road. That's an honest
Patrick
truth.
Mahomes had his helmet shatter like a piece of ice.
Right. Like, I don't know what people thinking. Like, dude, it's cold for everybody. And you know what? You know when it gets warmer? When you're winning. Then everybody acts like the
Interesting.
cold don't bother them. But they lying. They ain't telling the truth. It's cold. Yo, you can't feel
Cold as-
your hands. Your feet feel like 2x4s, and you trying to run, and your coach like, catch the ball. I'm like, I told my hands to go get it, and they didn't go up there as fast as I would like, coach. I'm sorry.
By the way, great news led by Dade South here. On the call for the first 2 weeks of Dolphins games, Kevin Harlan.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, he's got the magic juice.
He got the juice, right?
He's got the juice, dude. Every time he calls a Dolphins game.
I'm excited for the start of the season, but I want the season to start off good, right? Just simply because when you're not playing football, people make up crap, right? People forget what actually happened, right? Like, we talking about all of the stuff of last year and all of the stuff that happened at the end of the year, right? We go immediately to Tua and say he can't get us over the hump. He's a bum, right? Without and that, and you know, when we have arguments, our biggest argument is putting a team sport on a player when there's so many other things going on around it.
Right. Because you want to know something, dude? The real talk of it is the one player is a player you shouldn't have out there, and that's Eichenberg.
The offensive line was fine, though.
Not when he was in there, dude.
Hey,
Something was
here. The offensive line was fine, but part of the reason why it was fine was the way Tua got rid of the ball. You see what I'm saying? So from that standpoint, while you talking and criticizing Tua is also helping your offensive line, who you said was garbage 2 years ago.
Yeah, now it's a question of, all right, is how many games can I get from Tehran? That's always a question.
Yeah.
Oh, you know you're getting 4 games minimum. He's missing. That's guaranteed.
I think I take that. I think if you
12, because wait, he gonna sit out the last 2 weeks regardless.
And he's going to miss at least 2 games during the season. So it's always, you can always
I'd take it right now. Yeah, I'd take at least if he only missed 4. Whew.
I'm saying 12 games. So that's you missed 5. Yeah, that's good.
I would definitely take that.
Right.
When I say minimum, it's like playing spades.
Now,
I'm giving you board. Board is he's going to miss you 4 games. Can he miss a little bit more than the 4 games?
Yeah, he got 4 in the possible.
4 in the possible.
Cap says Eichenberg helped Tua get those hollow passing yards. Dude, you're nuts, dude. I mean, honestly, that guy had such lollipop snaps. As soon as that dude, he is a
passing yards?
Torpedo. He is a torpedo. I'm telling you right now.
What's hollow passing yards, though?
I guess ones that don't matter. I don't know. But let me tell you something. You watch that Eichenberg every time. First of all, he's played like every position on the line. They've tried with him. Okay?
Could also be a problem as to why he can't be successful at one.
Or maybe he just stinks at them all.
No.
We ever think of that? We ever think about that?
Hear what I would always say. Hear what I would always say about that. Right? What you think could be valid. But what's more valid is the fact that you got people whose jobs are on the line still putting him out there. So that means they think he has some talent.
Dude, it's because he's a second-round pick. That's why.
Whatever the reason is.
That's why. Take a break. Back after this.
Hour of Tobin
Welcome back, you rascals.
You make me happy. That's some barbecue music right there.
Summertime, baby.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful summer day down here in Indianapolis.
You know what I liked about the Midwest?
What's that?
You ain't have to fly everywhere. Right? Like some places is like 3-4 hours. You just get in your car and just drive there. So you could get to Indiana and you could get to Wisconsin and you could get to Ohio and stuff like that, where you just drive instead of fly. Down here, if you want to leave the state, it's an 8-hour trip.
Dude, it's an 8-hour trip. Like those first 3 states too. Oh, driving through Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas.
It's no people. It's just road and trucks.
Road, dude. Yep, that's all that is. And then, you never know what jabroni you're going to run into in a small town who's like, sir, you know why I pulled you over? I'm like, oh, I'm like, because this town closes at 6 and you're bored? Like, I don't know.
That probably wouldn't be the best answer to go with.
Nope. I said, I don't know, sir. What happened?
Although I will say this. I've seen a whole bunch of instances on Twitter and Instagram. White folks go at cops differently. They just feel like they could just yell and like, no, it's always intangibles doing that.
Yeah, the intangibles will be feeling themselves a little too much,
Yeah,
a little too froggy. Here's Mike McDaniel. This was him a little bit earlier this hour. He was asked about the Tua Tagovailoa situation, and here is what our very succinct Dolphins head coach had to say.
Is Tua Tagovailoa going to practice long periods, or you guys work something out where he'll do some but not all? What's the plan?
The plan is something that I think there's 2 parts to it. I think it's important to acknowledge that Tua is in the midst of a contract negotiation. That's important to him and the football team. That being said, we communicate very well, and it's very fluid. We're taking it day by day. Today, I expect it to be kind of like OTAs, and we'll move on from there.
All right, there you go. Actually, pretty succinct for Mike McDaniel. I got to be honest. Yeah.
He was clear straight to the point too. That's shocking.
Yeah.
Maybe he's worked on his own game.
Nah, it's just the first day. Don't worry.
It's just the first day. Yeah.
Somebody will ask him about.
Well, I think he's being quite aware when everybody already knows the situation that you can't add your Mike McDaniel to the situation without making it worse. You know what I'm saying? So, but listen, this has to get done. I don't think it'll get done because I personally don't understand what the difference is between now and 3 weeks ago.
Totally.
And the only reason why I would say that, and the only reason why I think we're here, is because the Dolphins don't think Tua's going to do anything because he's been a company guy.
And they're probably right.
They're taking advantage of another player that has been a company guy and has told the lie.
Does this mean, so should I got to ask because I got to make this about me. Do I have to now, because I've unfollowed the Dolphins on social media to what seems like a pointless standoff. Should I just go back to following them? Because I really do enjoy their content. They have a good social media team. Like,
you know what you're doing? You know what you're doing?
Here's my standoff didn't work.
Vlad, this big tour right here. All right, I'm going to go to camp. I'm going to go to camp, but I'm not going to do 11 on 11.
Maybe I'll only follow them on X and not Instagram.
If he cleared the Dolphins out of his social media, then we know that there's beef.
Right.
You know, that's what
I told him to do it. He should have done it. That's the move. That's the Kyler Murray.
Here's the other thing, right? And I love when people say this, and it makes me want to cuss because they don't ever see the other side of this. And that is, he's under contract. He should be there. He should play. Right? And what I want fans and people to do is when they go to the player and say, give us some money back, I want you to come with that same energy and say, you're under contract. You got to pay that man. You shouldn't have gave him the contract. You see, they forget about that. They forget about the other side when guy get cut and don't get no more money, or a guy is asked to take a pay cut because they don't feel like you earning it, right?
Well, let's get to this. Speaking of contracts, have you guys seen what's going on outside of Dolphins camp now for the last 2 days?
Picketing?
There's picketing going on, kind of.
Really?
There is a punter from Middle Tennessee State who is trying to get a job from the Dolphins.
So he's just kicking balls outside the.
He is just sitting out there with his signs to try and lure the Dolphins to give him a job. As you can see, he puts.
Whoa! What are you doing, buddy? That's not a good.
Hey, yo, come on, man! What the hell is that, bro?
You just got that, right?
You got to catch attention, dude.
Nah,
so
hey, no.
What do you mean?
Hey, no. We're not putting that front and center. No. Come on, man.
You got to have a good sign, Vlad, to catch attention.
I don't know.
I don't want that kind of attention.
No, I don't like that sign.
He says for those who want to know, he says, Sanders, I can hold your balls better.
Hey, yo, come on.
That's what he says.
Hey, yo.
Footballs, obviously.
I don't want to know. I don't want anybody talking about they holding anybody's face skin or footballs. I don't want to hear none of that.
We putting a barcode on everything now. Dude got a signage with barcodes.
Yeah. He's got his
pull that back up, lad. We got a barcode for athletes trying to get jobs now.
Yep. I heard him. He was on the Dive Bar podcast yesterday. He says it's a link to his YouTube. Shout out to those boys.
Kyle Ulbrich for
Kyle Ulbrich. By the way, he makes a great point. He's undefeated at Hard Rock Stadium because, of course, the Hurricanes lost to Middle Tennessee State. That's funny.
Hey, well, if this punting gig don't work out, so I'm trying like. Now, wouldn't it be something if he leaves here and then he just changed the colors and he'll be up in like Tampa?
Yeah, I mean, I heard him yesterday.
Is he from down here?
I don't think he's from down here, but he's living in the Keys right now. So, yeah, he's living in the Keys. So he is. So he just went to the closest place. I don't know if he's going to drive up to Tampa next. I don't know what the next stop is because he's out for day 2. He's put out there day 2 and hopeful that someone out there is going to say, hey,
I mean,
come on, Kyle, come kick.
He did have a nice average. It wasn't garbage.
Who's the Dolphins punter now or kicker?
Jake Bailey.
If you're Jake Bailey, how do you when you're walking into training camp? How do you feel about it?
No, you don't feel nothing. You got a job.
I don't know,
you
bro.
Got a job.
People gonna be like, "Hey, there's a guy outside that."
Dude, if you worried about that, then you ain't gonna have that job anyway.
He says, "We'll punt for cheap."
You know how do you understand that? Just the mind of an athlete. Once you get to that point where you worried about what somebody else gonna do, you done already lost that job.
Leroy.
But Leroy,
let me ask you, are punters athletes?
Hold
you
on.
have to think about it. If you
Hold
have
on.
to think
No.
about it, you're not.
I'm gonna tell you a story. And I've told this story to Tobin. My roommate, Herro Morrow, right? We were playing Philly in the preseason. And so when we ain't playing, we just hype up all the young guys. Go get him, Herro. Go get him. Herro run on the field. I'm about to get somebody, dog. I'm about to tear something up. He go on punt return. And so this is back when you could go and clean out the punter. He circled around, and we looking at him. He circled around to get the punter, and at the last minute, the punter looked and stoned him, and he took a knee. And so he tried to come off the field on the other end. And we're like, oh, bring your ass down here. You gotta answer that. He said, "Dog, you know he played linebacker in college." I want to hear that. So,
yeah, that's the UFC guys saying, you know, Jake Paul outweighed Mike Perry by 40 pounds. Like, we don't want to hear that now.
No, we want to hear that.
Hear that now.
But yeah,
But-
it's a skill, right? But there are some athletic punters. So I'm not going to just totally say they're not athletes, but I would say you got to have hand-eye coordination, right? You got to have excellent hand-eye coordination because when that ball start bouncing back there and you in the back of your end zone, to get a punt off is pretty athletic.
Well, here's what I
And
think,
keep in
though.
mind, most of the time it's a holder. And if you ever tried doing that, that is a hard job to catch that ball and put it on that liberty baby spot and lean it the way your kicker like it. So yeah,
It would be it would be something though. Like I would like the idea of punters. It has to be like Game of Thrones, where like you have been challenged and you have to go punt off. You have to prove, like, especially in camp. I feel like Mike McDaniel would dig a guy like this because Mike McDaniel seems like the unorthodox type of guy. And listen, Jake Bailey was no first prize last year at punting. What is he, 30th in average last year? So I think he's probably looking at it. He goes,
oh, he went to
maybe a little
low-hanging
up-
fruit. Low-hanging fruit.
He did. He went to low-hanging fruit.
That's like
Low-
to you, that would be like an offensive lineman standing out there and say, "I'm better than Eichenberg."
Yes, I would love that.
I
would love that.
I
But
tell
there's
you what, we
something
had
about-
that. We had tryouts in camp one year. We had I want to say Matt Barr, old time kicker. He broke his arm on kickoff in preseason. So you know when the punter get hurt, when the kicker get hurt, you ain't got time to be PUPing them and all that. So we had like 5 kickers come in. And the kicker we decided to go with was from Canada. And he literally once a week hit the center in the ass kicking a field goal. That's what we had on the NFL team.
Great
It was
accuracy.
crazy.
Man. All right, we'll take a quick break. Our Tua is next. Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Take you up till 2 here on the program. Live here in Indianapolis. It's the Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. We'll have USC head coach Lincoln Riley coming up later on in the program. Talk a little college football and some Miami Dolphins with him as Dolphins drafted one of his former players, Dodge Washington, last year, although he is currently on IR. Something happened to him in OTAs, and they said it was pretty significant, but they did not. I don't think they revealed what it was.
Now, IR is different than PUP.
Yeah, apparently he's going to miss some time, but that's which is unfortunate.
I think IR is the first 10 weeks.
6. Yeah, I think they changed. I think it's now.
Oh, is it? Okay. All right.
Yeah, they switched the rules. They finagled it now, but it is more significant than pup. He's not just on the pup. So we'll get to all that later on. Let's get to our headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Dolphins do open training camp. They'll be hitting the practice field probably as we speak right now. They placed Odell Beckham Jr. and David Long on the physically unable to perform list. NFL Network reports that OBJ is just working through some minor things. So hopefully he has an easy recovery. Meanwhile, one-star receiver is holding out from training camp. CeeDee Lamb. He is not showing up for the Dallas Cowboys, which they got a lot of that stuff on their hands. They also have a very busy summer with people and contracts, Leroy.
More guys.
Yep.
And 2 of those guys, one guy you've been paying for a while, but 2 of those guys you absolutely need.
Absolutely.
Well, you kind of need all 3. Need your quarterback.
I think so, Vlad. I think so. I think, you put a lot of stuff on Dak as far as what he can't do and whatever. And I would say to you this. Fans are not patient. If you get rid of Dak and have to go on a quarterback search, and it takes you 4 or 5 years, is your fan base going to be okay? Well, we got rid of Dak, so we'll wait it out. No, they're not.
Also, does that owner have time to wait it out? Pretty old.
Yeah, he's got money, man. He's got billions. He could buy.
He's pretty old though.
He could buy medicine. I know, but he could buy medicine to keep him alive.
Medicine? Dude, he can buy medicine? Does it work? I don't think all the old can just buy medicine and it's okay.
His skin is almost in his pocket.
That's where the money is.
I mean, you have skeletons in your pocket, he just walk out. With a bottle of blue.
Man.
I'm just saying, like again, for a guy who is impatient and wants to win, to say you're in this situation doesn't seem like you're impatient and want to win. Right? It really doesn't. Because I know impatient guys that will spend ridiculous money to keep everything together. They don't wait it out.
Yes, I don't think the rich do very well with patience either. But
that's why you pay. That's why they pay exorbitant amounts of money for things. And
sure.
In this case, he's not.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange thing with him, but he's a strange guy. Just look at didn't he eat an Egg McMuffin with a fork and knife on Hard Knocks?
Oh my God. You can't even, dude, I'm gonna tell you from past experiences, I don't know if you need damn near a steak knife to cut that Egg McMuffin.
Yeah, it's getting hard, bro. It's
getting
hard.
Oh yeah, dude. Although I feel like he strikes you as like Richie Rich, like he's probably got a McDonald's in his mansion.
Not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. Listen, if you got the money for it, what is he? He's got the most valuable damn franchise in sports for you know. That place is crazy. I mean, it is a Taj Mahal. That place is ridiculous. Let's hear from one guy who is also looking for some money, but is in camp, and that is Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, he was commenting on the Tua stuff yesterday, so and it was great. Of Tyreek Hill always seems like he's publicly got Tua's back, but also has let it be known to Drew Rosenhaus when it comes to his contract negotiations, he doesn't want the same result to happen the last time he wanted a contract.
I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea. Obviously, I let Drew and the team handle that situation. And the only thing I told Drew was like, do not get me traded, bro. Last time you did this, you got me traded. So that's been my only thing to him. I'm like, if I want to stay here in Miami, man, because obviously this is where family is now. Everybody loves it here. Family loves it. Wife loves it. Kids love it. So obviously I love it. Love playing for Coach and the team. My teammates are awesome. So I wouldn't want to leave, man. The fans are awesome too, man. I just love how the fans hold us accountable every day on Twitter. So we're getting better. I promise you. We're not just sitting around, drinking smoothies. We're getting better. So
that's a lot of family members.
Yeah.
Well,
and child support is probably very good down here. In the state.
He got a baseball team and a relief pitcher.
Baseball team. He's got a starting NFL team.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I just, man, it's so frustrating. And I get it. I don't know the dynamics of the salary cap and all that and what have you. But there's certain theories behind this, right? And why I'm this way. One, the first person you take care of on your team is your quarterback. That's what most teams do, right?
Yep.
And the other thing you do is, if you're a GM, don't you want to do whatever you can to keep the guys you drafted? It makes you look good.
Won't think. Although he did spend a lot of draft picks. The other thing is he did spend a lot of draft picks on Tyreek Hill. I wouldn't want to just get 2 years of Tyreek Hill for multiple draft picks.
Right, but again, but to have a bunch of good players, this is what you want. But what you have to do is you have to finagle the salary cap by going to guys early, and then you have money to spend. And I think they backed themselves into a corner in that they've brought in a lot of outside talent and paid that outside talent, and now your homegrown is not getting taken care of. And I don't necessarily know how to treat that when most teams take pride in keeping the talent that they drafted and they developed.
I do like the idea, though, of him having to have a talk with Drew Rosenhaus to not be too strong because he likes it here so much.
Well, that you're not in a position of power when you say that.
Please don't send me to the Giants. Please, just leave me here. Yeah, that's not exactly a great negotiating tactic, but also
you got to put it out there, though.
Of course. He's really good. I don't want him going anywhere. He has changed football forever in making it so much fun.
Right.
So much fun. I love it. And I love it even more when Kevin Harlan calls it. It's a drug. I can't help it. Like, I don't know if it's ever going to result in a Super Bowl, but God, do I love cheetah bombs. Oh, it's so good.
You get it week one.
Wouldn't that be something if Cheetah scored a long touchdown and then just yellow dust just goes up in the stadium?
Oh,
cheetah bomb.
It's like it's the greatest. I like, you just see it. He's so fast. He's so unstoppable, and I love it so much. I don't want to take it away.
It's just a matter of keeping him healthy.
That's great. It's beautiful September to November. You don't see much of it in December and January.
He
got crushed. He got stone cold stuttered by that dude on the Titans.
Okay.
What the hell was that?
But you need him. You can get the ball to him in so many different other ways. It's just the fact of the matter. He got banged up maybe going for that 2,000-yard season.
Yeah. It's possible.
So that
It's
maybe he got
possible.
banged up, but it was
He probably would have gotten it though if he didn't get hurt on that in that Monday night game.
But you also put yourself out there more, and I think they're trying to do things to avoid that. Like I think for this team to be more effective on the offensive side of the ball, Tyreek needs between 14 and 1,600 yards. Your tight end needs to have probably 500, right? And then Waddle have 1,000, and then you go from there with everybody else. If you can do that,
nice.
huh?
Yeah, it would definitely be nice for the tight end to be a threat. No disrespect to Durham Smythe. You know, I still bet your anytime touchdown, dude.
He's still betting that.
Oh yeah,
the odds are just too good.
They're too good. It's too juicy. It's too fun.
They're too good for a reason.
I understand.
But what if it just hit? You have 17 opportunities just to hit one time.
And this is why I'm bad at gambling, because it's not the little.
He doesn't look at the bet. He looks at the amount he could win.
Exactly, dude.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I can understand when you're doing prop bets like that, you look if it's your team, and it would be just so funny if that one individual player actually gets that first time touchdown. So you could bet it 17 times, Leroy. Yeah. As long as you hit it one time.
Yeah.
One time. It's worth it.
It's put me in such a hole on the Hard Rock app because I never do this because all I do is plus 3,000 bets at a minimum. And what I've found though is once I do hit that one, if I ever hit that one, it's an unforgettable day. But because I can't help myself, I'll just do this with same game parlays with the Heat, and I'm like, yeah, Haywood Highsmith could have 3 threes and a steal and a block.
Absolutely.
I'm like, what? Yeah. I bet him like he's Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's a terrible decision.
It's like, oh my god!
But I can't help myself.
But you have one of 82 opportunities.
But then here's the thing. He's so much more believable when he talks about the fight game. Like he won't reach like that. Right? If a guy's plus 500, he'll go, he ain't got no chance. Right?
I'll do that too, but like because I'll do the same thing is like if
you like the fighter,
I'll do a main card parlay, right? And I'll nail everything, but then I'll be like, it's just not. I can't just take the parlay of plus 600 to be happy enough. So then I'll go and I'll be like, Brian Ortega could knock out Diego Lopez, and then so that makes it plus 3,000, and that's a really stupid bet. But I'm like, yeah, he could do it. And then by the way, he never shows up for the fight, and that really annoyed me. I can't wait for this weekend though. Oh, we got a card. Oh, we got a card this weekend.
Hey. Tell sales, I think this year I'm gonna get a whiteboard and I'm gonna do my picks of the week on the whiteboard, and we're gonna chart it for the whole season.
I like it. Picks of the week.
Yep.
NFL. What are you doing?
I maybe do 3 NFL, 3 college games.
Ooh, I like it. So you're gonna do your own Magnificent Seven. You're gonna take the Robbie Magnificent Seven.
No, but we're gonna keep track. I'm gonna put it on the whiteboard.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a big whiteboard behind the and we're gonna do it.
Dade South says they built that guitar hotel from Tobin's.
No,
he's right.
Because his chili peppers are like $3. They ain't building nothing.
They got the live book in here in the stadium. When are we getting those? Oh,
it should be coming.
They got a Caesar Sportsbook in the stadium.
That's Indiana. It depends on. It goes from state to state. I think they just approved it in Florida. But yeah,
it needs to be called the Intangibles Board.
Yeah, the Intangibles Board.
All right, we'll take a quick break. More to come. Back after this. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. I'm here in Indianapolis for the Big Ten Media Days, the Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour, presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. I'm sure you guys heard this morning, Mario Cristobal was on with Joe Rose as the ACC has their media day going on at the media days going on at the same time. And Mario Cristobal and the Canes getting going as they get to start this season off with a big-time matchup against the Florida Gators. So very excited about that. We got Lincoln Riley coming up later on in the program. Leroy will host USC and welcome them properly to the Big Ten. What is that, week 3?
We got Texas and then USC in the first 3 weeks.
Jesus.
Wow.
And then y'all still got to play Penn State and Ohio State and Michigan State.
Yeah.
Oh, they ain't. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh left at the perfect time.
You know what's funny? Think about this. We had one, your warm-up games, your softies.
Yep.
Here's what we had one year. We had Notre Dame, the University of Miami, and UCLA on the road. We played Notre Dame on the road too. That was our first 3 games.
That's a schedule, dude.
Well, they got damn. You open against Fresno State, then Texas. Then you get Campbell's soup for the kids. AR State, Arkansas State, I believe. Then you
remember they mad. He
Arkansas
hated Arkansas State. They were mad that Miami was going to play them.
Dude, you remember they had the game of the kid who did the trust fall? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
The first.
Damn, this is a tough schedule, right?
I know, man.
You
got to go to.
But at least your first 5 is at home. So USC is coming to the big house. Yeah. Then you play Minnesota. Then you go on the road to Washington.
Yeah.
Then you get a bye week. Then you go to Illinois. Then Michigan State comes to you. Then you got to play Oregon at Michigan. Then they didn't do you no favors, bro.
No.
They ain't do you no favors.
Hey,
you don't play Penn State.
Hey, they get through this schedule. I think if they can keep it to 2 or 3 losses, they got to get in the playoff because that schedule is torturous.
The only team you don't play that's a good team is Penn State.
We alternate with Penn State and Wisconsin, I think.
Yeah, but you play in Washington, Oregon, USC.
Yep.
Texas.
You got to go
and then Ohio State.
Yeah, they got to go to Washington.
Meanwhile, the Canes, it's like, God, it feels like early on it all comes down to that Florida game. It's like just go.
Is it crazy? Is it crazy when you look at the 2 schedules and you wonder why nobody wants an ACC team?
Yeah, it's not. Listen, I mean, you don't want to go to Syracuse.
Wouldn't it just be smart to go independent now?
No.
The Canes?
No, just any team.
Oh, just any team?
University?
No, because you don't get a piece of that. Dude,
that conference money is big. Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, this Big Ten is ridiculous. How many teams are here? How many?
18.
How much money is just in this stadium right now? It's ridiculous.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. And the SEC did the same thing with they added Texas A&M, and now they just added Oklahoma and
I got
who they Oklahoma and Texas, right?
Yeah. Well, I got kicked out of a room yesterday because I tried to eat CBS's scones.
Oh,
I was like, geez, sorry. They're like, these are CBS scones. I'm like, oh, geez. I guess well, listen, I guess if you're gonna pay all that money for it, you deserve your own scones.
Hey, let me tell you, Tobes know this. If I was there, would I have gotten a scone?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you're Leroy Horde, former Michigan legend. Come on, man.
It don't matter, dude.
He would have been in the I'm sure he would have found wherever the player and coach food is.
That's
They got good
food.
food.
Yeah. I'm
sure they got great food here.
I will find the food.
Well, you're not even allowed on this field. You can't even bring anything other than water. They won't even let you bring coffee onto the field.
I hate that. Listen, when I was covering the Stanley Cup, right? We had nothing. We had no food. We had nothing. We had like snacks and everything. But ESPN, they had their own little room that was all like roped off and said like, It said broadcast diner, like a broadcast dinner table right here. They had all the goods, while we had like chips.
I would have got in there. Listen, dude.
We did
I
get
would,
into
listen.
we did
Every
get into
time we
media
go
day.
somewhere,
What were you to
every
be
time we
PK Subban's father?
every time we go somewhere, Tobin to have chips and an apple, and I'll come back with a burger, fries. He go, "Where'd you get that?" Oh, in the dot, right there. There's like he said,
They
"Yo,
soft called them Sherlock scones.
I'll find the food. Now, UFC, when we do UFC or boxing, is different. But here's the problem. All the stuff used to come when we left. So we never, because we're there from 7 in the morning till 11, and everything comes at 12.
They had the UFC. They did the first Miami card. They fed you up well up in that place. They didn't do that for the second card. They went on the cheap skis. I'm gonna tell you. They did not feed you like the second time around. But we'll see.
And it's amazing how much money. What did it cost? 20,000 to feed, like if that, and they making millions just from the gate.
The gate was almost the gate was almost a record.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's how profitable the Miami cards have been.
Ridiculous. But I will say this: whenever we do go somewhere, they make sure they come ask Tobin if he's okay.
Thanks, man.
I'm like, I'm with him. I say, I'll go get the food, but you make sure all of our arrangements are taken care of here.
We'll take a quick break. The mixed bag coming up next.
Well, Leroy, I don't know where Tobin is. I see his picture. Oh, there he is.
Probably found a scone.
Look at that. Yeah, he found himself a scone. Are you looking for food there, Tobin? Are you looking for food?
No, I was not.
Okay.
I was not. But it was a hike. I was looking for some more water, which is
Stay hydrated, champ. Gotta hydrate, champ.
The official water of Big Ten Media Day.
Is that a free advertisement from Core? For Core?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. They want to send some.
I will say this. Hey,
I will say it's the most complex water bottle I've ever seen.
Whenever we go to like events or stuff like that, you're gonna have some type of beverage that sponsors that event. Whether it's I mean, we had Canelo juice when we went and saw Canelo. Canelo energy drink.
Listen,
just all over the place, huh?
If you guys go to that Jake Paul and Tyson fight in November, it's probably gonna be the Prime bottle. It's gonna sponsor it.
I think he's not Prime. I think he's Celsius.
Really?
His brother is Prime.
Celsius, you're right. Yes.
It's a big divide between them. It's a big rift.
You're correct.
All right, mixed bag. Brought to you by Broward Health. Well into your future. We're here live from Big Ten Media Day, which is, of course, courtesy of the Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour, presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. Let me tell you something, though, dude. The sports writers around here, hoity-toity.
Oh, really?
Very uptight. I walk by, they're talking to some commissioner. I'm like, sorry, I was by your scrum. Tyler Herro. I haven't heard much from Tyler Herro this offseason, but a video was put out by his official photographer. Oh. And he goes two straight minutes, Leroy, in the gym. Tyler Herro goes without missing a three. Boy wonder, that boy can shoot. I mean, he's good. He is a good shooter. There's no doubt. Yeah. But he goes 2 straight minutes.
All right.
2 straight minutes, Leroy? You're debunking that?
No, I'm just saying.
Not impressed?
Dude, can I just say this?
2 straight minutes?
If I put UD at that spot, you'd be amazed at how many he would make. These guys can shoot, man.
I'd be amazed.
We've seen that board, guys making 90, 95 out of 100 with no defense.
Wow, I'm sorry, Tyler. Look, I'm
not debunking it. I'm not debunking it, but I'm saying that he's a great shooter, and that's what they do.
2 straight minutes, dude. I feel like you would get the point after a minute straight.
He made more than you would make shooting 100.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
How much did you say I couldn't do? I couldn't hit 10 though. If you gave me 100.
Yeah.
I think I could hit 10.
No, dude.
I think I could hit 10.
All
but you're making me go around the world. It made me less confident.
Yeah.
Like if I could just fit.
Just shoot 100 from one spot.
Why not? He is.
And I also said I can make twice as many as you do.
I don't know, dude.
Why is that? Why do you think?
I know.
It's in my blood.
He just wants to. Because he wants to, and then you know what's going to happen.
No.
And then he's going to be on the shelf for 3 months.
Wait, and I'll make it one worse.
Leroy,
I haven't touched a basketball in 5 years.
Okay, are you saying that because 1, you're an athlete and Tobin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And 2, are you also saying that because Tobin's an intangible and you're not?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. I just wanted to know. Yeah, that's the reason why. Okay.
Just so we're clear.
Yeah. Well, we're clear. It wasn't. I just wanted to know the personal reason for that, because it wasn't regular reason,
right?
But there's personal reasons for that. I just wanted to get to the core.
I didn't just make that arbitrary number up.
Yeah.
I've seen you athletic before.
Athletes do that when they look at you and they like, I could bust your ass by like this amount of that. That's the number that they're trying to plan. If you had a little game, he would give himself some wiggle room, a little Tobin room. So
I think I could get on.
He would say 5, but now that he saw your game, he said 10 easy.
Out of 100, no, just open shooting, I think I could catch a heater. I could get 10. I'm telling you.
Shoot.
I just need,
I'll let you shoot out, and I'll let you shoot 10 from each spot instead of 5.
Yeah. Well, that was the conundrum. If I feel like I need a spot where I can
No,
really
you go
get
around
heated.
the world. 10, 10,
But you're making
10,
me go
10,
around
10,
the world.
And 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Tyler Herro, by the way, he gave -1.
I haven't touched a basketball in 5 years, and I could pick it up.
All right.
Still,
just make sure you use your good thumb.
Look, it don't matter, dude. I'll figure it out.
Dude,
that's what athletes do.
He beat you. I don't want to hear no excuses.
This is the thing, though.
I don't give excuses. Once I get into the competitive mode, you win, you win. You lose, you lose.
This is the thing, though. This never started off with me saying I could outshoot you. I didn't say that. I never said that. You just keep adding on. But here's the thing that's going to happen is you're going to do this. You'll beat me. But then you're going to be on the shelf for like 4 days. And you're going to be sore. And Big Spoon is going to be so mad at me because she goes, "What happened?"
But that
well,
like
D was mad. Like D was mad at you when you went and took your Sunday suit and went and worked out at the.
She was mad about that. She was mad about that.
Hey, Vlad, when we did Fruit Ninja, my wife said, "From now on, you guys need jackass release forms."
Tyler Herro, of course, somebody put this on social media. And somebody had some sass, and Tyler Herro responded to this sass. This is courtesy, by the way, of Emo Jimmy on Twitter, because somebody says, "Now please do it while being guarded." And Tyler Herro responds and says, "Come guard me."
Well, I don't even like that guy's name. Gio from the Yay?
Yeah, Gio from the Yay.
Hey, now, see, here's the deal. And I say this a lot to the average folks. Tyler is amongst the top 1% of the world at what he does. Don't just be going at people like that, right? Don't just go at people like that. And so they think, like when you say Eichenberg sucks, you know, the Dolphins had 1,000 different chances to get somebody else or draft somebody else, and they picked him. So that means he's amongst the elite. So don't just discredit a guy because
he's amongst the elite
of the bums.
He's on the NFL roster, dude.
I'm not calling him a bum, but I'm just saying he's like the elite of like the C levels. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, even a Cole Reef has articles.
He plays multiple positions on the NFL football team. That's not average.
One that he's good at.
That's not average. So, and that's why me and Tobin get into these little things.
But in a situation like that, Leroy, is it sometimes the person just not in the right scheme or didn't get the right coaching from players? Because sometimes we call people bust and then they go another team and then they play better.
And this will be the situation. You know who you'll see this with? Who's the young DB who did well and then with
Cam Smith?
No, the other one.
Who did?
Katie Kuhu kind of fell off a little bit with Fangio's system because in the other system they did a lot of blitzing. He just played man on man, and he can do that. Fangio, you had to drop back, read 1, 2, 3, adjust, and so forth and so on. A little bit different. So, like, there's certain guys, and this happens all the time when guys get traded for big money, right? You were a zone corner, and then they bring you somewhere to be a lockdown guy, and you're not a lockdown guy, right? This happened to Nnamdi Asomugha. It happened to Nnamdi Asomugha years ago. So
not before he got the bag though.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. When he switched teams, they thought he was going to be a lockdown corner, but he wasn't a lockdown corner where he was. So these things happen. Now, what I would say about Eichenberg is that he's never had an opportunity to perfect his craft at one position because he plays a bunch of different ones. Now, I'm not saying, listen.
No, he gets moved to a bunch of different ones. He stinks.
All right. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you.
Is he from Michigan?
No.
Notre Dame.
Oh, Notre Dame.
Which
That's
is
bad. That's
more
bad.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
so, if I'm saying I've seen stuff like this, and then they either go somewhere or they end up playing one position, and they go, "Oh, look, he's really improved." And it could be something as simple as trying to learn several positions on a football field is not as easy as you think. The techniques are different in every position.
I like Stunt Steve who says sometimes some bums slip through the cracks.
Again,
get through bum security.
Again, we talking about an NFL organization that has played this guy at multiple positions, so they see some talent there, right? Even if you may not like it. And then it gets to the point where he had to play center. They ain't have no other options. So there's also that, where he's the best of what you have, not the best at doing it.
I hope this new center is good. I have no idea if he's going to be good.
Wasn't he banged up?
Aaron Brewer? Yeah, I think he was banged up at OTAs, but he, I have no idea. Because obviously they didn't bring back Connor Williams. His knee blew up. And, they wanted to shore things up over there. Mike McDaniel, though, he likes those athletic centers. Get out there and scoot.
Yep.
We'll see what goes on there, man.
Which is another
By the way, your boy.
Here's another point I would make.
Mm-hmm.
You know how hard it is to snap and pull? And a lot of times, a lot of centers who aren't accustomed to that throw that ball all over the place because they're trying to get out and boogie.
Certainly saw that. By the way, your boy's at the podium right now. Huh?
Who?
Well,
Ward? No. Oh, Kirk.
Can't see.
Yeah,
Kirk.
Iowa. Kirk Perkins. Yep. Got that black and gold tie.
Yep. Dangerous.
Watch. He doesn't raise his voice. He's very calm. Like, it's crazy.
Also,
they're probably asking him, you were elite on defense, but couldn't score a lick. What are we going to do about
Iowa, Leroy?
Huh?
Have you ever been to Iowa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, dude.
Ain't that many of us out there.
Let me tell you. When you land, look like you landing in the Field of Dreams, and then you get on a bus and you drive through more Field of Dreams, and then all of a sudden stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tobin, it's not like a central airport. You have to land somewhere else
in Iowa
and then drive.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think so, dude.
It's a little bit of it was a 40. I want to say 40 or 45-minute trip, and we where did we? To the point where when we got on the bus and took off, we where did we land? Where we don't see nothing. Where are we going?
Nothing.
And then here's another story for you. So when we go to Iowa, right? Hayden Fry used to be the coach. And Hayden Fry was a psychology major, right? So he would paint the visiting locker room pink, right? So every time we played Iowa, Bo would say, and Hayden's going to paint the locker room pink, and the locker room's pink, and we ain't got to worry about, none of that because we Michigan, man, we play tough, we play physical, rah, rah, rah. Everybody's yeah! We get into the locker room before the game, and there's white sheets all over all the walls. White sheets. I said, Bo, I thought you said. He said, just in case.
Damage is done.
Yeah, I was
covering his bases, dude.
It looked like we was playing the clubs that have the white sheets all over the place. It looked like we was up in the club. They had white sheets everywhere.
This is Steve who says, not Stunt Steve. This is Steven Stevens who says, it may be off topic here, but reading the headline for the show, Poyer is working for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, can we get those comments, Vlad? So this was Jordan Poyer. You could lower the mixed bag music. But this was Jordan Poyer yesterday. He was asked about, what veteran presence is he going to bring to the Miami Dolphins this year, and the former Buffalo Bills safety now on the Dolphins. He says, he wants to try and change the reputation that the team seem to think about Miami.
I think just sharing the experience, like I said, playing against this team over the past few years, you kind of you get a sense of, okay, if you get on top of this team, they might fold. And there's some teams that are, I mean, I'm just being honest, so what is that that happens in those moments to where, like, okay, we get hit in the mouth? What happens in those moments where, like, hey, we good, let's bounce back, we're good. The game, it's a 60-minute game, it's a long game. So, I've been in games where I've been up 24 points and end up losing. I've been in games and we've been down 21 points and end up winning. So it's just continuing to just play the game. The game is going to come down to the last series, the last play. So just keep playing. Don't get stuck into that play that you didn't make, or don't get stuck into X, Y, or Z of the past. Let's just keep playing, keep staying together. That's the biggest thing too, is being able to stay together as a team. Because this is a team game. It's not just one guy. It's everybody. So being able to stick together through those adverse moments, through those ups, through those downs, and just staying on that line all the way through the season.
In other words, let me break this down for you. He is going to help us get through what has plagued the Buffalo Bills for years.
Thank you, Leroy.
Start off every season 7-1, 8-0, and not make the playoffs.
Forget that. So I'm supposed to listen to a guy who gave up a game-tying field goal in 13 seconds, right? Right? Because they were in a
presence, dude.
Right? They were in a game where they were beating the Kansas City Chiefs. He was on defense. He was a safety. 12 seconds, they let Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce get down the field, and then Butker hits a game-winning field goal, and then they lose a game, and they lose in overtime and touchdown. So that's the guy. Okay, cool. I'm just saying. Hey, I don't think Miami has any problems the way that the Bills have had problems, and the stuff we heard from their team after those losses and those tough times. I think Miami's done a great job.
They did that. I mean, they did do a lot of whining 2 years ago about the sun. Which was not that of mental fortitude from the Buffalo Bills.
But he comes from a place of experience, and so hopefully that'll help. But don't come in here talking like you wasn't in the same spot that the Dolphins are in now,
or even worse, because you've actually had
more expectations, right? So, like, I get it.
It's not like it's
sounds good.
It's not like Jalen Ramsey, who's coming in as a champ, who's been there, done that. I mean, listen, I respect it. Poyer's been around for a while. Some thoughts I think you need to keep it to yourself.
Well, I get what he was trying. I get what he was trying to say, but saying it when you went through it too. And still never, it ain't like y'all went through it and then won a championship.
Right.
Right? Like, no, y'all ain't won a championship neither. Y'all won the same amount of championship as the Dolphins. So, like, while we sitting here saying, like, I get what he was saying, I think he could have said it in a way where he should have put himself in the same, kind of been more of a person that explains, I know what this feels like, and I can help us get through it, right? More than saying the knock on the Dolphins is, because I'm going to tell you, every year the Bills will start off 6-0, 7-1. Every year.
The Bills banner should be, we've dominated the Dolphins for the last 4 years. Yeah, so I guess if we're going to go to somebody for an expert on dominating the Dolphins, he is certainly an expert on that. But I am with you. They have done plenty of their own meltdowns over the time of his career as well.
Now, if we would have did this to one another, it would be called lashing out, right?
What do you mean?
That if I had said that about you, you would have looked at me and say, dude, you just lashing out. Right.
Schmeathan says that Tobin is Jordan Poyer.
It would have been better. It would have been better if he'd have put the Y. Right.
That the picture of Spo dancing and his jokes are always get me. It's like
they do. It's great.
It's the best Avi.
I mean, he's a rat bastard, but he does make his rat bastardry does make me happy.
Between him and Dave South.
Oh yeah,
it's
hysterical.
That's like they're basically like they're like the enforcing duo on a hockey team that just comes in with jokes It's like it's like Lomberg and Radko Gudas coming in just hitting you with haymakers. Fat shaming haymakers.
But
We'll take a quick.
The Avies are great. The picture of a young kid and the picture of a Spo just having the time of his life. What was it, from his wedding?
I don't know what that's from.
He's living it up.
We'll take a quick break. More to come here. We're at the Lucas Oil Stadium for Big Ten Media Day, the Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour, presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. Back after this.
Join
We don't do that.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Play a little Rats Off a Ship. That's coming up later on this hour. Dolphins have wrapped up their first day of training camp. The season is underway, Leroy. Football is here. Football things were happening.
Well, all right.
Can't wait to see some
I
highlights.
need the games.
You need what?
I need games.
What do you mean, dude? These are the games.
I don't give. Here, first of all, we've already stated how meaningless this portion of camp is. They ain't in pads, so don't try to get me with your sports talk.
Formation
and your Dolphins talk when
why
we have already deemed it not important because we're trying to, make the Tua situation seem a little bit easy on the eyes, right? You see what I'm saying?
I'm trying to make it easier on the eyes. I mean, it's unfortunate that it's gotten to any kind of a standoff, but and I don't think it really sets up for really any resolution. Not that I'm blaming anybody other than the Dolphins, but we're at this point, and now I need to just be happy that football's here. So give me some highlights, baby. I need some highlights.
Not this weekend, but next weekend is the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, I don't care about that. But this is a great Hall of Fame week.
Yeah.
You got some great representation going in. But no, I want to see some Twitter highlights, dude. I want to see like some bomb skis. I want to see some
they ain't play football.
Oh, it's football like stuff though, dude. It's kind of football.
It's like saying we won the 7-on-7 championship. That ain't football.
Well, you know what it is? It's kind of just like you walk into the restaurant and you get a good piece. You walk into the restaurant and you get a good basket of bread, and you know that it's not the best part of the meal, but some good. What?
I don't eat bread.
What?
No.
What? You don't eat bread?
Oh, no, I don't eat
fine. Make it a good soup.
No. Let me tell you something, Vlad. Unlike Tobin, I don't eat all of the stuff that come before the meal, because the meal is the MVP, right?
Dude, let me tell you something.
I ain't wasting no time on no bread. Don't even interest me in your stupid side salad. I ain't having it.
No, I would like to a side salad. That would be that's like them walking into camp. That's side salad. But when they get to a little bit of an appetizer.
The appetizer is the preseason.
It's a little bang bang shrimp.
Oh yeah, you got me, man. That's the appetizer. That's preseason, right? But these practices are this. This is what the practices are for me. Table for 4 for Horde.
What? That's it? It's not even not even. Would you like sparkling water?
No. And who drink like sparkling water? You know what? Rats off a ship.
What?
Regular water.
What about
all of a sudden we can't, we became fancy. Now people drink sparkling water. What's the purpose of sparkling water? What does sparkling water do?
Tickles your tongue.
Make my body think we drinking soda and it don't have no flavor.
Huh. I don't know. Why do people like sparkling water?
I don't know. It became a thing because somebody told them they gotta like sparkling water. Because when I was a kid, we didn't even have sparkling water.
Europe
is where it made a thing?
Yep.
I believe it.
They say, do you want sparkling or flat?
Isn't Pellegrino and all of that? Yeah, I think it's Europe, bro.
Do you want sparkling or flat?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Put some water in the thing. But come on. No, give me a.
I'm just saying. You just need you ever get excited, like a movie trailer? It's like a football's movie trailer, the training camp, No,
but
you don't get excited to go to the Goosies.
But here's the deal. I love the trailers to see what's coming out, but that means that my movie about to start.
I'll tell you exactly what I would want today. Okay, can I tell you exactly what I want? I don't know. I haven't read any reports from camp, but this is what I would love. Right?
Oh, you know, this is my favorite time of the year. Stock up, stock down.
Oh, stock up, stock down, dude. If I got this note today, rookie Dolphins running back Jalen Wright flashed.
He can't. Here, you know what? Can I just say this? Here's what sucks about that. He's a big boy, right?
Yeah.
And he's a bruiser.
Well, he's a fast bruiser.
Right. Okay. But guess what? There's none of. None of that. When my whole thing was I could break tackles.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna never see me flash with no pads. I can't do me.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
You can tell. You can tell a little bit.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
You can tell.
Let me tell you. You know when camp started for me? When I had to reach down in my sock and get my mouthpiece. This is the first day of camp. Until that day happens, we just run in sprints.
Come on, dude. I mean, we got this.
I'm
Rest of our
telling you.
headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks. I'm telling you.
From
I'm not trying to say that it's not important this time of camp. But I am saying that you can't get an indication of how good or bad somebody is. Like you can't tell who's a good offensive lineman if they just chicken fight. Right? You need to hear them pads clicking. You need to hear, you need to know a guy can bull rush you and use his whole bag to get to the quarterback. And then we can tell what kind of pass blocker you are.
From Tim Reynolds from the Associated Press, covers the Heat, but also covers the NBA. Here in Lille, is it Lille in France? Is that the same? Is that the city? Lille? I don't know how to pronounce it. Lille. Lille.
Does it have any of the accents?
He did not write any accents, but I don't know.
All right.
Lille, France.
You want me to ask Big Spoon?
Not now. Not important.
Okay.
He says both Erik Spoelstra and Bam Adebayo are still celebrating Dan Bisaccia and the Heat Summer League team winning the title. He said, quote, 10-Day Dan's got a ring, and he's going to be talking a lot of bleep to me now. They, of course, they nicknamed Dan Bisaccia back in the day 10-Day Dan because he was on scout team and played very hard in tangibles. Like he was
10-Day Dan. 10-Day Dan.
So they call him 10-Day Dan.
Hey, I had guys on the roster when I was playing. Eric Mangini, Scott Pioli, Schwartz. They were all those guys.
Toboggan says, I think it's
Lille.
Lille.
France.
Here, when I ask my wife or I ask my mother-in-law, right, they sometimes come back with the little French accent, and I'm like, come on, just stop. I'm not saying that.
Lille.
Yeah. I'll ask her in the next break. Lille?
Yep.
Oh yeah. She's
gonna she went. She just did the French tour.
She speaks French.
That's true.
Like,
what? Point for Big Spoon.
Like, they her and they do it at the table now because they know I can understand. So they'll start talking about folks at the table. We had a terrible. I went to a birthday party when me and Mel first started dating. Went to a birthday party. We had a pool party, and there was Canadians in the pool. We were in Aventura. Canadians. It was a big pool. Canadians were in the pool, and they were talking trash about me and Mel. And she was whispering. I don't know. She was whispering in my ear, right? What they were saying. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of brutal. I said, just wait. Just wait. And then when we got up to get out of the pool, she said something to him in French. And they're like, oh
yeah, you gotta love that.
Like when they realized they wasn't talking behind nobody back. Yeah.
And did they like respond?
Apologize.
Sacre bleu.
No.
Rudy Gobert.
That was all you need to know. I saw the look on their face like, damn, they know. Right? That's all you need.
We'll take a quick break. More to come here. We are here courtesy in Indianapolis, courtesy of the Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. Back after this. All right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you. I'm in Indianapolis for Big Ten Media Days, day 2. Lincoln Riley speaking to the masses. We spoke to him earlier before today's show. We'll bring that interview for you. He had a lot of good stuff on Mike McDaniel, new Dolphins wide receiver Taj Washington. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Hello.
Let's see what time.
How are you?
12:24.
Doing well.
You finally got your pictures done?
Don't talk to me about that.
I heard J-Fig was quite the diva yesterday, getting her pictures taken.
No,
I was not a diva. I was just very angry beforehand.
Why?
Because she was hungry.
I was very hungry. And then every time I went downstairs, it was just, oh, next person. And it just, my turn never came.
They don't even open till 1, some of the places down there.
No, I'm talking about pictures, though. Yeah. I was the last person to go, actually. Put it that way. And I had many things to do after the show, so.
By the way, I got a great tweet here from Travis Wingfield from the Dolphins website. It's exactly what I wanted, dude. He says, Devon Achane had one of those slippery home run runs. Looks in midseason form.
Get out of here. Come on, man.
Hey,
right.
Don't get me.
Wow.
Already in mid.
Hey, don't.
Call that man Barry Bonds because he's a home run hitter.
Oh, everybody's a home run hitter with no pads.
No, dude, but we know. Like we know with Devon Achane.
Whatever. Again, did he have his mouthpiece in?
I don't know.
Did he have pads?
Well, no, they didn't have pads today.
No, doesn't mean anything.
Especially at a running back. And I would question whether it counts if you just thudding up.
Dade South says, can't wait to see some waddled crisp routes. Oh, I mean, we already know, though, those routes. Crisp. Crisp, dude.
The only thing
the
only thing crisp with waddle is them hundreds.
Other thing that was the word today. Defense had 4 interceptions today.
Mikey Blanco, huh? Giving it up.
Hey, you know what? I would hope that they have a ton of interceptions.
Wow.
First week of practice. Like wait, can I ask a question? And I would like somebody on this planet to explain this to me. You know what practice is? Practice is trying to figure out what you can and can't do on Sunday, right? Quarterbacks take more chances. Quarterbacks try to make different throws that they need to see if they can make them or not.
Sure.
Why do we criticize them when they throw picks in practice?
I think it was more of a praise of the defense, was it not?
It doesn't care. He's throwing it right to him in some instances. Oh my
NFTF, dude. Does
anybody understand what practice is?
You need to show nose for the football, right? And so out there today in the bright lights of Miami Gardens,
the first day
we're
complaining about picks.
You don't want ball pelicans. You want ball hawks, all right? And so you want to go out there and you want to make sure you can get to the football. The football's there to be gotten.
You think I'm just going to let you slide with that dumb comment?
What do you mean, dude?
Which one?
Ball pelicans.
Yeah, ball pelican. You know, you can't trust a pelican.
So, but no, we're going to do that. We did, remember when Tua was in the rain and the slop and he threw all those picks and everybody had a fit? What are we doing? He's got to learn what throws he can make and can't make under certain situations. That's what practice is.
Cap for Life says Tobin wishes all the backups threw all the picks. I believe Tua had one, a tip pick today. I don't know who had the other ones, but I will say, I've already said this. I wish Mike White no success. So
during camp,
that's just how it is. And especially in contract negotiations, I wish him even less success.
You know who has the worst season? The quarterback who throws no picks in practice. You know why? Because that sounds like check down Charlie.
Interesting.
He ain't taking no chances. Tua throws most of his passes in one of the most dangerous areas of the field. Oh my goodness, this is torture. This is why I hate camp. You make me hate camp.
Oh, how about
I'm
this?
enthusiastic about it, but then you start saying this stuff. 4 picks today, and I'm like, so let me ask you a question.
You've never been excited for camp, Leroy.
Should a quarterback never throw picks?
No. I'm really not criticizing the quarterback so much as I'm excited for the bob and weave defense. You know, we're getting paws on leather. You know, that's an important thing.
Anthony
Weaver's.
I know about that. I know that. But when did we talk about bob and weave? Nobody was talking about bob and weave.
The bob and weave defense, dude, it's coming together, and you're getting paws on pigskin. That's what you need. And as long as we're getting paws on pigskin, we're making some plays happen.
I'd like to put my paws on you right now.
On pigskin?
Yo.
Dude. Like, can we just calm down and let them work through some stuff? That's what practice is, right?
Man. How about this? Tua reportedly, hold on, here we go. From David Ferrone's Sun-Sentinel, Tua only took handoff plays in 11-on-11, but he was surgical at times throwing in 7-on-7, especially to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Oh,
surgical, dude.
You know why? You know why? Because he's a good quarterback. That's why.
And maybe there was nobody was really doing anything.
I love the way people say don't pay Tua. Who would you rather pay? Because at this point in time, right? If you're a fan and you want to win a championship, the way this team is constructed, the guy that gives you the best chance to get there is Tua. And if not, if you don't believe he's the guy, right? Then tell me who. Because everybody have salute. Everybody don't want their guy, but nobody has answers. Nobody has a solution to the problem. Tua ain't the guy. If Tua's not the guy, who? I'll look in the chat. Go ahead. Shout out. Put a name up. Anybody. I'll wait. Anybody else? And I promise you, your answer will make you look dumber than you sound. I promise you that. That's why ain't nobody putting no names up. See, everybody got a solution. We can't pay Tua. We can't do this. We can't do that. Somebody give me a solution. All the people that's writing about it, all the people that's talking about it. Yeah, I'm looking in the chat. Nobody, I don't see an answer.
Schmeathan says, I was really hoping Tobin was going to say Tua was surgical with his handoffs. I think it goes without saying. Goes without saying. Those handoffs were crisp.
Steven, Deshaun Watson. They tried that. And it ain't working in Cleveland right now. So you still sound ridiculous. Cap for life. Go get Tannehill. You ran him out of town a few years ago. Now you think he's better?
Maybe you could get Daniel Jones after this season.
Oh, yeah. Right?
Oof.
But that's just it. Like, let's not just be the team or the fans that complain about everything without a damn solution. If you got a solution, then I'll even listen to you not wanting to. But if you don't have a solution, and if I say, if worst case scenario, Tua's the 15th best quarterback in the league. I don't believe that. I think he's higher, but that's worst case scenario. That means you should be able to win. That means you should be able to win. Justin Fields, he's done well. Aren't you taking a flyer? If you say, okay, I'll swap Justin Fields for Tua, do you actually know that Justin Fields can be as accurate as Tua? Other than he's an athletic specimen? That's it.
That's a lot of speed.
That's it. You ain't going to win. Listen, you see what they did with Lamar, right? What did they say with Lamar? He's an athlete. He's great. We don't need him being our lead rusher in January and February. Right? His own team. Baker won the division in 1 year. Oh, so you're saying Baker Mayfield? Baker Mayfield, you think you know what? Baker Mayfield over Tua?
See,
Tyreek
Baker.
Tyreek did call him top 5.
He did, in jest. But I think those.
Wasn't in jest.
Did you see right after he said this? You saw how quickly he went for that cereal bowl.
Yeah.
And
got out of the suite to block his smile. He went like this, and Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Here's the thing. What about quarterbacks like you said, like a Baker Mayfield or the Sam Darnold, quarterbacks who've been in multiple offensive schemes that are talented and maybe need to fall?
What are we even doing? I gotta just say, not to cut you off, lad, because it's not your fault. But what are we even doing? He's the quarterback.
I know he's the quarterback.
Get the hell over it.
That's
what are we doing?
That's the
like
only way.
You want to have these. We want to have these negotiations next year after he does poop the bed. If he has next season and the Dolphins stink, they don't get a contract going, and they poop the bed, we could talk about replacement stories. But who gives a rat's ass? He's the quarterback this year. What a pointless debate we're all having about this. He's the quarterback. If you don't like it, go root for the damn Tampa Bay Buccaneers if you want to root for Baker Mayfield. Otherwise, kiss his ass. He's the quarterback.
Tobin.
What do you think? Negotiations are going to go so bad that he's going to be off the Dolphins?
Tobin.
What are we doing?
Tobin, you know it. I know it. Leroy knows it. J-Fig knows it. Even Scooby knows it. But who's the people that don't know it? The people that signs that check.
That's fine, but Vlad, extension or no extension, he's the quarterback. Day one, Tua Tagovailoa could go out there, sans pants, take a poop on the field on training camp, say double middle fingers, and guess what? You want to know who's starting week 1 for the Dolphins against the Jacksonville Jaguars? Tua. So what are we doing?
We ain't talking about
What in the holy hell are we doing?
He wants the extension. Sometimes, and Leroy, you would know it, especially you're a running back, so you have to deal with the quarterbacks a lot. They want that calm. They want that comfort level of knowing they're not going anywhere. Everything
That's fine,
business financially is set. It's settled.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, if he wanted to pull that move, he already blew it. If he wanted to be the bad guy, which is not his nature, too late. Even with you think sitting out a couple of drills in gym clothes is going to scare the Dolphins? Right. No. But it doesn't matter. They both are going to be playing with each other this year, and that's that. If he stinks up the joint, cool. We can have this talk next year if he's not under contract. But otherwise, I don't even know what we're doing. Oh, Sam Darnold. Oh, Danny Dimes. Well, what are we doing with each other? What is this?
But here's the other thing. Like, those guys you mentioned have not had as good last 2 years as Tua.
Yeah, I know. And one of them got paid, and two was just waiting to get paid.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, we all agree. And remember, he's the op of the team that I don't like. He's a quarterback, but he deserves his contract. These guys he said it. Market. Should be paid what the market says.
Market is the market.
The market's the market. He just wants that comfort of knowing that he's going to be the quarterback of the Dolphins, and he damn well deserves it for all the BS that he's gone through the first 4 or 5 years of his career. Just give him a contract extension so he doesn't have anything to worry about, and you can proceed with this 2024 season. That's it. Plain and simple.
We'll take a break, get to our favorite Wednesday game. Rats off a ship. That's next.
rats off a ship.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2. Get to Rats Off a Ship. But first, Leroy, get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm. YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultation 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Sure can. Again, we got that partly to mostly cloudy out by me. Winds are 15, maybe gusting a little bit higher. And they're coming out of the east, southeast. And I would say it's just around 90 degrees. Still hasn't gotten scorching hot like it was a couple of weeks ago, but it is rather warm. That breeze should help you out. But as always, look for a stray shower in the evening on your way home from work.
There you go. All right, J-Fig, what do we got today for Rats Off a Ship?
Hello. All right. Number 1, we have Kel'el Ware asking Pat Riley about winning time.
All right, so this was on the OG's podcast. Kel'el Ware, he decided the first time he meets the Godfather, he wants to ask him about the HBO show Winning Time, because he's 20, and adorably, that's probably where he first got to see the reference of the legend of Pat Riley. Here was Kel'el Ware on the OGs.
When you met Rouse, because I took 2 years to speak to Rouse. Yeah. I was intimidated. The only man in my life I was ever intimidated, maybe a little nervous. I thought he was in the mob.
Okay.
When you met Rouse, was you a little intimidated? Was your nerves? Was you a little nervous? The great Pat Riley.
I mean,
like, what have you heard?
Not intimidated, but it was just like, because also I watched the Winning Time, of course. But you know, I asked him about that too.
Oh, what is?
Wait. What was the answer? What was the answer?
I mean, he was just like he didn't really. I don't think he really liked it too much.
No, I can help you with that. Yeah. He ain't like that.
That's why I wanted to hear what his answer was. What was his answer?
Well, I can't, word for word remember it, but he ain't like it. He ain't like it. Yeah, he ain't like it. But yeah, so what was the question?
Are we nervous around Pat Riley?
Yeah, was you nervous around Pat?
Hey, now he a Godfather now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't intimidated about him, but it was definitely like every time I looked at him, I was like, damn.
Okay.
Yeah, like Pat Riley right here.
Yeah, he got that aura about him.
I love that adorably. Like, he's just like the first thing I got to ask him about when I meet this
man.
Hey,
you can tell the old people that have had relationships with Pat Riley go, what did he say? Because I would have never asked him about some stuff like that.
I guess I'm going to go Rats Off a Ship because he probably shouldn't have asked him, but I don't want to be Rats Off a Ship because I appreciate the curiosity.
I'm not Rats Off a Ship for this reason. The Pat Riley that he knows is not the Pat Riley that UD knows. You see what I'm saying? UD know Pat Riley 20 plus years. Kel'el's known him for 20 plus minutes. So, that relationship is going to be a little different. I think if you think about it, he'd probably be more nervous talking to somebody like LeBron or KD, right? Simply because that's right in his wheelhouse as a kid. But Pat Riley isn't. So he wasn't born the last time Pat Riley coached. No, 2006, barely. So, right. So yeah, I can see. I'm not Rats Off a Ship, but it is very funny how UD say, what? You asked him about?
No. You asked him about that?
Yeah.
Adorable. J-Fig?
I'm not Rats Off a Ship. I mean, that's hilarious content. And also, I don't blame him. Very intimidating man.
What about you, Vlad?
To be young and naive.
That's what it is. That's basically what it is.
What it is. It's just to be young and naive.
That's why you can't really blame him.
I'm not Rats Off his shit, but he's young. He doesn't know any better. What he thinks, he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
He goes, Pat, did you really take a chainsaw and take out your entire garage?
He doesn't know about slamming the face in a bucket of cold ice and like just breathing water for like 2 minutes, and the players are looking at him like, yo, is this man gonna like raise his face? Like, is he just gonna stand there? Like, what is he doing? They don't know that this man, that intangible man, has shaken more athletes' will and their confidence. Like, they don't know what he's done.
Think of how many great players he got to fall in line. That's when you know.
That's when you know. Like, they don't know like what he's done to the likes of D-Wade, LeBron, Shaq, Magic, Kareem. Like, they don't know.
What else we got, J-Fig? What's number 2?
Well, there's a video going around social media that's a little intimidating. It's about angry whales. Would you like to see?
All right.
Angry whales?
Yes.
Angry whales.
All right, let's see it.
Angry whales. I feel like this is gonna just go with Leroy's take of never go in the water.
Pretty much.
It's not
Pretty
my
much.
take. I support the take. Whoa. Whoa.
Hold on, wait. Let's go back to the beginning so you can see.
Wait, that's a whale?
That's a whale.
That just took out the ship. That boat.
Hey, even the intangible's not dumb. Watch him.
He's like, I'm out of here, dude.
No, you see, no, intangible is dumb.
No, wait, that he's silently panicking.
No,
it's
from
hilarious.
the minute that you saw the whale, you should have been moving. He wasn't. He's looking.
Seriously,
Normally the whales don't attack boats, though.
The minute you saw that whale, get the going.
I bet you.
I feel like there's
See,
been a lot.
What they're not showing is probably they say, "Hey, Bubba, watch me mess with this whale." Right? That there's always a "Hey, Bubba, let me mess with this whale."
You think "Hey, Bubba" was provoke the whale?
Yes. Or
yeah, that's an honest mistake.
I do realize something right now. If I'm going to go in those waters on a boat, it ain't gonna be no little ass boat like that.
Is it a little ass boat
out there in the middle of nowhere?
That's a little boat.
No, that's
off a ship. I'm a whale off a ship.
Yeah, I'm out.
Very
I'm
scary.
out. But notice. Side note. Notice all intangibles on the ocean.
I mean, you don't know. We can't even see the other boat.
You can't see who's on the other boat, Leroy.
Yeah, I tell you, it wasn't one of us.
Listen, I'm just saying that is something that I was paying attention to. Although I did see the one kid scurrying. He got his line in the water. He's like, "We out." Look at him. Look at him.
He was terrified.
Look at this. Look at this.
But look, if you see, they were fishing.
Yeah.
They pointed that boat got pointed up straight and dipped over.
And there's a couple more boats around too.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
He
all ass.
Right now, if that was
oh my gosh, what a headbutt!
Did the boat sink?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I guess
were there people on the boat?
Out of there.
Were there people on the boat?
Yeah, look at the guy go off the edge.
Look right there.
Look at the guy go off the front.
Oh no! Did the whale did the whale eat the person?
No, they wouldn't do that. I think there's 2 people on that boat.
They
I
wouldn't
see
do
that
that.
person right there in the white.
By the way,
no.
Jennifer, we also didn't think that a whale would crash a boat. So don't tell me he wasn't mad enough to go ahead on and chew a little piece of the little white man.
No, he was dessert. He was dessert. That's it. We don't see that man again.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if he's berserk, it ain't out of the question he gonna go bite something in the water.
He's already in the water. He's
it does
flowing
feel like the
down.
whales are fighting back. The whales are fighting back. I don't like it.
Nature's fighting back recently.
Dear Mrs. Whale, you
Orcas
ain't got to
get
worry
nasty.
about it. You ain't got to worry about it. Nope.
Damn.
That's a terrible.
What
Oh goodness, you ain't never.
What else you got, J Fig?
I'm assuming we're all rats off a ship here.
Yeah, rats off a ship.
I'm not even on the ship. I'm not even on the ship.
Hey, that's a valid point, Vlad. First of all, to be off the ship, you got to be on the ship. I ain't never gonna be on that ship. No.
That's more like a kayak at this point, right?
I don't care.
Whatever.
You see them people fishing in the ocean on kayaks? Another thing.
Ridiculous. I don't understand how that's even a thought that comes to
catching
mind.
fish that could drag their ass all
at the
across the
beach.
Atlantic.
I was at the beach.
You guys think they were trying to catch the whale?
No,
of course
Come on,
not.
Tobin.
people have to fish.
But you're not fishing for that big fish.
He probably got pissed off.
And look what happened.
Yeah.
You became a
How are
snack.
you supposed to know?
You became a whale snack.
You know how we supposed to know? They got some good fish at Whole Foods.
And they magically appear.
Yep, they magically appear. If I want to see a live fish, I go to Bass Pro Shop.
What do you else you got, J-Fig?
Oh, by the way,
Oh.
look at this. Speaking of fishing, Fonz took Rebecca fishing.
Oh,
Mm.
that's nice.
Oh,
adorable.
I love that.
What else you got, J-Fig?
We got Joel Embiid running his mouth. He says if he goes 520,
Look at that.
like Tatum, the Sixers get blown out. 1 second.
You know, I'm rats off fish. Not surprised. Wow, that's a big,
that's
big,
a big
guy.
fish.
Yeah.
Looks, not surprisingly, I'm rats off a ship on Joel Embiid. This guy has done nothing but bellyache the entire offseason. And the thing that drives me most nuts about him is this guy acts like he's been surrounded by bums his whole career. Like he hasn't had star players. He hasn't had good teammates. So when he goes and he has the audacity to say something like that, it just is really, it really just shows a lack of awareness and why the guy's never going to win.
Can I just say this? And you know me, Tobin. You've said this about him. You've said this about Joel, and I've defended him as being one of the greatest players in the league, right? Let me say this. I'm tired of him. Enough, dude. Enough. Like, I'm tired of you. And like, stop it. First you go and your two-faced LeBron, right? And now no, dude, stop. Stop acting like you an all-time great. We can't even get you to play 80 games in a year.
Facts.
True.
Crazy, dude. J-Fig, your rats?
Yeah, rats. Rats off the
Rats
ship.
off the
Whales off the ship. Whales on a ship. I don't know.
I've been rats off a ship on him. Nasty play during the playoffs.
But Vlad, I've defended the dude.
Nah, man.
Now I'm just tired of it. He won't shut up.
In the playoffs, he injured my center by yanking his ankle when the guy was going up for
That
a
was a
dunk.
dirty
That's
ass
a
play.
dirty play. Now, if nothing happened to him, but if that happened to him, he'd be complaining and bitching for the league to suspend what they're doing, and something would have happened to Mitchell Robinson. And Beats played dirty. He even played dirty in the Olympics where they called a foul on him for hitting a Canadian player after the play. And nobody's bitched more about his accolades, but yet not accomplishing what superstars do, and that's advancing to the conference finals or the finals. And he's never done that, but he's always got some type of excuse. And you're right, Tobin.
Who's the last great player that hasn't? Paul George?
I wouldn't put Paul George in the same.
No, but I'm saying, but Paul George hasn't gotten past the.
No, he got to the conference final.
He got to the conference final.
He's gotten to the conference twice.
Carmelo did too, right?
Carmelo's been to the conference final.
Let me see. I'm
Against
trying
Kobe.
to think because there's some guys that
James Harden's been to the conference
James
final.
Harden,
Chris
okay.
Paul-
Yeah.
Paul's
All
been
right.
to the NBA final.
Like the
Westbrook's
only
been to
one,
the-
right?
He's the only one who hasn't passed the second round.
Wow.
But yet he's got something to say about all these other people who've got accolades he doesn't have.
Dude's he just chirps all the time.
All the time.
Annoying.
We saw your girl wiping the windshield wiper on
Oh
your
my
eyes.
God, that was bad. And that was just
Yeah.
like Kawhi just squat on you.
Windshield wiper.
Yeah, she did. Didn't she? She did.
Oh, it's okay. If I went 5 for 20, Tatum goes 5 for 20, they win the championship.
That's haunting him for life.
Oh yeah.
We'll take a break. Back after this. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here, everybody.
What's up?
Man, not much. They just wrapped all the coaches talking here. James Franklin, Penn State, were last to go. Yep. Saw Nebraska walking around here. They brought 3 linemen. Because you bring 3 players along with the coaches.
I never did that. I never did a media day.
Never did a media day? Was it a big deal like that back then?
Yeah.
Still a big deal? Like they did that? They sent everybody off? Who'd they send? What were they doing? They didn't bring Leroy Horde. The man owns a microphone.
They
over. They didn't have him there.
I don't know who they brought. I know, like they usually bring an offensive or defensive guy, the captains or whatever.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing I did was, when you come back to the Rose Bowl the next year, we went back and I got to leave practice and go. Well, I went early and they fly you by helicopter to the press conference. And then they fly you back to where you're practicing and you get dressed in practice. So I got to fly in a helicopter over the area, going to the press conference, and I learned a valuable lesson. Leroy don't like helicopters. Dude,
why is that, Leroy?
Never been in a helicopter.
Because it ain't like a plane where you go up and then you level off and then you go down, right?
Now you see that stuff.
You go up and then when you take off, you go and you kind of do like that. And I'm like,
I've been in one. It's very interesting.
yeah, it's not. Listen,
all it's cracked up.
And when they start going like this, going down,
you think
you're like, whoa. Okay.
Right, I'm thinking you go up, you fly, you come down. No. When you turn and change the directions, you and you like, yeah.
You don't want to go on a windy day.
I tell you what, my ass was strapped in. As soon as we did that, they go, "You nervous?" I'm like, "Nervous? No, I am terrified. This is worse than flying."
It's a very cool experience.
I guess. Yeah, it was cool. And I was done.
I really liked it. I'd do it again.
Let's get to our headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy a truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks. Here, D Sizzle was pulling a Tobin.
Why?
You ready? Because let's trade Waddle in a pick and sign CD Lamb. So you gonna sign another guy for more money and not your quarterback?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Not exactly a position of need either.
Right.
Pretty strange. News at a Dolphins camp. The first one is wrapped up from the day.
Dude.
What? No.
It's the first day camp. Okay.
Things happened.
Don't ruin our friendship by giving me updates during every show during camp that are about nothing.
But it wasn't nothing. We had ourselves what the folks like to call a camp scare. Camp scare. This is from the Sun-Sentinel. Jevon Holland was upended by rookie wide receiver Malik Washington, who unintentionally chopped out Holland's legs, sending him airborne in the second play of 7-on-7. Holland stayed on the ground briefly, then sat up, went to the sideline briefly, and then returned for the next play. Snowman. Cutting it close.
You know it's football, right?
What?
Guys get fall and get knocked on their ass all the time.
He got avalanched.
Airborne.
Oh my god.
You know? And not the kind that keeps you not the immune system kind.
Oh, this is day
what?
one.
Dude, I'm just giving you the update.
On yet.
Little football, baby.
No, but can you start slowly this year? Like you already I feel like you started off so rapidly that when you get to what do they call it? The camp
games?
No. When they do the camp stars or whatever. My head's gonna blow up.
All right, let me give you another one. think you'll like this one. Okay, from my boy Chris Perkins.
This makes
Jordan
me,
Poyer.
as much as I love Perk and I love Omar, this time of year, I'm like, oh my God. All right, go.
Say it, go.
Jordan Poyer was frequently spotted on the sideline giving tips to coaches and teammates. It seems as though his leadership gene is in midseason form. Wow.
You know what I'm getting sick and tired of?
I would like him to give us a tip on not to start 7-1 and then not make the playoffs. Give me a tip on that.
Leroy, if I hear one more midseason form from any of these reporters, I'm gonna go crazy.
No. His leadership gene. It's his leadership gene, though.
Anything in midseason form?
Leadership gene.
His leadership.
Yeah, dude.
So it's already in midseason form. And I just heard who else we just heard was in midseason form.
Devon Achane.
Devon
midseason
Achane.
Midseason form.
So let me ask you a question. And can I just say this? And I'm gonna ask you this. Can you be a running back and be in midseason form and have never been tackled?
Well, yeah.
No, you can't.
You
Take it from a running back.
Never? You never had like one where you're just like,
can't be in
that would have been a
midseason
good
form.
one.
You can't be in midseason form when they can't hit your ass.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to defer to your expertise because I respect you. But you never had one where you cut, you just had no pads on, but you just saw the vision, right? No. And the horde vision said, "Ooh, that would have been 6."
You know why? Because while you may have an opening, you ain't accounting for all the other guys who are also treating as if we ain't got no pads on and trying not to go hit somebody with no pads on. Oh my goodness. Are you having a season form? Evidently, all the quarterbacks are because they keep throwing picks.
Stock up, stock down from Perk?
That like I'm not
after
ready.
One practice.
I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready.
2 hours?
He did stocks up, stock down already? No.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. You want stock down or stock
is up? That dude outside talking about his stock is up.
Dude, the punter?
Yeah, the punter.
You know, I'll tell you one thing though. That Jake Bailey, he's feeling the heat. Because if he shanks one, McDaniel's gonna go, "Hey, don't make me go out there."
It's not even a long phone call. You don't even have to make a phone call.
They all shank him.
It's already
Dude,
there.
they all shake one every now and then.
Hey, he better not. You
Have you ever seen a windy day and the punter drop the ball and miss it? It's happened in games. Like, yeah, man.
Oof. Stock up.
Hey, great job, Dr. Toboggan. Guy on the boat attacked by the whale. Stock down.
He really did do a stock up, stock down.
I'm not lying to you.
No,
I told you.
You're not, but I'm shocked.
The stock market's open, dude.
Dude.
Stock up, according to Chris Perkins. Emmanuel Ogbah. He had a strong showing late in practice, consistently putting pressure on the QBs. Granted, Ogbah wasn't always going against the starting right tackle, but he did good work, and that's promising considering he might get lots of early work.
Considering they have no pads on! Jonathan, wait! You understand Ogbah's a big dude, right?
It's not Jonathan Ogden.
I mean, Emmanuel Ogbah. You do realize, right? They have no pads on, which means they can go running out there rushing all willy-nilly, right? You put pads on, and you know what else you got to look out for? The chicken wing. You know what the chicken wing is? When the running back goes out in the flat, chicken wing, boop, right in the rib cage. That slows down the pass rush real fast.
Yeah, well, here's your stock down. I've never heard of this guy.
How did he have stock then? You can't have stock down with a penny stock. It's zero. Penny stock go to
You
zero.
don't know your name, you're not a stock.
QB Gavin Hardinson.
Oh my God.
Perk writes, he seemed to struggle with a couple of plays, and you could argue the INT thrown to May in double or triple coverage was ill-advised and hung in the air too long. No biggie. It's the first practice for a rookie QB.
But you still gave him stock down, Perk.
Because somebody's got to take that.
That's not being very understanding. Still gave him stock down.
Oh, it must have been a bad one, though.
No, I'm just saying. After the fact, after you trash him, then you say, to be expected, he is the first practice of rookie camp. And a guy nobody's heard of. Where was he drafted? Free agent? There's a reason why he's a free agent. His stock started down.
I believe he's a free agent QB out of UTEP.
Right. So, what are we saying? What are we saying by saying an undrafted quarterback from UTEP who nobody ever heard of, who nobody knew was even on the team, had a bad throw? Right?
Dr. DeBoggan says, with all due respect, stock way down.
Right. No. You can't. What are we doing? Can I just say this?
God.
We need to limit this. Or
Why?
Not gonna make it. We're not going to make it.
This is my favorite 3 weeks of our relationship.
Dude. Does everybody understand why I hate camp? It's because of this man I'm staring at right now.
What?
You make me hate camp. I was excited that football was getting ready to come, and within 4 hours, you ruined it. And now I don't care about preseason. I can't wait for the regular season. 4 hours, you ruined it.
I've never been more excited about football.
Stock down on a guy who's undrafted from UTEP. Come on, Perk. His stock was already down. He had no stock.
I didn't even know we could trade it.
Right. You can't trade it. There's no stock to be traded. It was, guess what? He won't even make the practice squad. So how would, and you still trashed him out. You still loaded him up. Load him up, stock down. Who is it? I don't know. Threw a terrible pick. Yeah. Oh, man. What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're here live from Big Ten Media Day. The Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour is
because he wants this reaction from you, and he definitely got it.
Exactly. I love it so much.
It's great. And you know what made it worse? When Robbie used to do it too, and he used to tag team me.
Also, look at his location. He needs the entertainment.
Football, dude. The Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour is presented by Duffy Sports Grill. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. It's Capital One Orange Bowl Media Week presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. We're here at Big Ten Media Days. And Misfits Boxing is coming to the James L. Knight Center in Miami on August 10th. I'm going to give you a chance to win some tickets right now. Caller number 3 to our contest line will win a pair of tickets to Misfits Boxing at the James L. Knight Center in Miami on August 10th. Caller 3 to 305-567-0560. The event features highly anticipated matchups, including the fight between FaZe Temper and Josh Bruckner. Influencer Boxing Man's taking over. Just keep listening to our show for details on how you can win all week. But right now, caller number 3 to 305-567-0560 is going to win that pair of tickets to Misfits Boxing. 305-567-0560. Miami Dolphins training camp is underway. Meanwhile, Team USA has returned to France, and they are getting ready for their first matchup. They're taking on Serbia coming up on Sunday, which means we get our Bam Adebayo versus Nikola Jovic showdown, Leroy, and get to see the heat showdown between the front court mates. Should be a fun one.
Football is the only sport that doesn't do that.
International?
Well, yeah, because you don't play. You don't play against.
Nah. Although you had some NFL Europe guys on your team back in the day, yeah? When it was more of a thing?
No. They had
like a guy from New Zealand or something like that.
Huh? No, he was from New Zealand. He was just from New Zealand.
Okay. I thought he got his chops at the NFL Europe.
No, our kicker was from South Africa.
Oh, okay. No, I know the kicker. I know.
Right.
I thought you had
our right guard. Our right guard was from New Zealand in Minnesota. Big boy, big
moose. Warner Brothers says Japan has some nice football players. Sumos, throw them on the line.
No.
Micah Parsons went up against a sumo wrestler this week.
Did he lose?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Come on,
dude.
Those guys don't play. They got their cheeks out. You can't get past that.
I ain't wrestling with no man with his cheeks hanging out. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't do naked fighting.
Well, it's just part of the sport, dude. That's what
Not
they
my
do.
sport.
It's really not really that different to UFC if you think about it. They're fighting in tights or undies.
Yeah, but one's fighting in a thong and the other one's fighting in regular underwear.
Yeah, but if you think about it, there's only upper body contact really in the sumo. So you're just using the.
Yeah, but they trying to grab the G-string.
Yeah.
I don't think you are. I think you're trying
Yeah,
to.
they are. They grab it. When you watch sumo wrestling, they grab it.
They
do?
give you sumo wedgies.
You sure?
Yep.
Yes.
Sumo wedgies.
I feel like all people saying that the U.S. lost to Japan in football. I don't feel like we said our best.
It was an under 20. It wasn't our best flag football.
Flag football?
Was it flag football or football football?
No, it wasn't football.
Flag football.
You sure?
Was it football? Maybe it was football, but it wasn't our best.
Let's
It was
see.
tackle day tops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Team USA inexplicably loses to Japan in American football. How about that?
Tackle football?
Wow. 41-20.
Tackle football?
These guys can't come back to the country.
No.
Yeah, they ain't got no talent. Because if any of them had talent, they'd be playing.
What?
We haven't had that international surge. They are trying to do that. I wonder if we'll have, they got the NFLs going all over the place with Germany and Brazil. Maybe there is going to be that inspiration one day.
I wish they would do a game between Canadian football and regular football, and you just one time a year you got to learn Canadian rules or what have you. Could you imagine with a running start?
Oh, crazy! I only watched one Canadian game. It was when Johnny Manziel gave his try Canadian football.
I love the way you came back and reported that, and you go, "Oh, he's done."
Oh, he's done. He's done. But when you get the word from him that he literally studied 0 with the Cleveland Browns, I guess not surprising. Pretty crazy. He didn't dive into football.
No.
Like he did not treat camp like it needs to be treated with respect.
You know what I think? I think sometimes where you get drafted should force you into a situation, right? To pick up some of the stuff. Leroy's football. Put that back up. Leroy's Japanese football equivalent stores sushi rolls in his socks during practice. I don't like sushi, so.
Oh, Vlad, we got a Woj bomb for you.
What's that? We traded somebody?
Tom Thibodeau and the New York Knicks have agreed to an extension.
Nice.
So old Tibbs gets his money.
It's a package deal, man. It's mafioso stuff going on in New York.
He's looking forward to the challenge of breaking Mikal Bridges this year.
So do y'all want Randall? Or y'all gonna get rid of him?
We're not getting rid of Randall.
I mean, because for a minute there, everybody hated him.
Yeah, for a minute everybody hated him, but the fans love him, and the fan base
do they?
Yeah, they love him because they don't want Cat's face. If we see Carl Anthony Towns may get he's definitely gonna get destroyed in New York if he's traded for Julius Randle because they don't like his face. They don't like his mug. Like he does anything, he starts complaining. New York is gonna be relentless on him.
He is another one that likes to chirp. That is for sure.
He is a better player, though, right?
They say he fits the system better, but I think from what we saw in this last year's playoff, the referee.
Well, I think what fits the system better is he's a much better 3-point shooter than Julius Randle, who believes he's a great 3-point shooter.
But I'd rather I'll take the guy who believes he's a better 3-point shooter, but he knows he's 6'9" and he can get in the paint and use his size.
He definitely can, but
then the guy who's 7 foot shooting 33 pointers.
Who thinks the paint is his kryptonite?
Yes.
He goes out there, Julius Randle, sometimes like raindrops. He's like, oh, I'm feeling it. Then he's not feeling it.
But that's all right, though. He'll go inside. Carl Anthony Towns will start don't worry, one's going to go in, and he's 0 for 13, like he was in the Western Conference Finals.
Man. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Lincoln Riley, head coach of USC, he is going to join the show, talk a little Dolphins with him as he knew Miami Dolphins draft pick Taj Washington last year, of course, and we'll talk a little Mike McDaniel and Tua with the Trojans head coach as we're live here from Big Ten Media Day. Back with more after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take guys up until 2 here on the program. We're at Big Ten Media Day, Media Week, Media Days. That's actually how they put it. To Big Ten Football Media Days. Multiple. Tomorrow will be the last day here. It's the Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. Want to let you guys know if you guys want to go to Misfits Boxing. It is coming to the James L. Knight Center in Miami on August 10th. Call right now, 305-567-0560, 305-567-0560. One extra pair to give away right now, 305-567-0560. If you want to go to Misfits Boxing at the James L. Knight Center on August 10th. The event features the highly anticipated match between FaZe Temper and Josh Bruckner. Keep listening to our show for details on how you can win all week. But I got an extra pair for this day, so get those right now, 305-567-0560, as the Miami Dolphins got training camp underway today. So we'll, of course, be keeping a pulse on that as they look to get set for this season with everything that is in the fold for them as a big year coming up. Miami Dolphins getting going today in Miami Gardens. Tua Tagovailoa, for those just tuning in today, he participated in 7-on-7 drills, but did not throw in 11-on-11s. He would do handoffs. So Mike McDaniel said this today. He said it's going to be a fluid situation. Obviously, doesn't feel like it doesn't seem like they're putting up a very a lot of animosity here with this situation and what's going on with Tua and their whole situation. So we will obviously be linked to it and see if there'll be any development or if there'll be any changes as we get to it. But Tua is not holding out. He is kind of holding in. So they can't really fine him. And it seems like him and the head coach have an understanding of what they're going to do, which is what he said today was similar to OTAs. So that's what we'll be keeping an eye on throughout this whole thing. But right now it is just my job throughout this entire training camp to make Leroy nuts and simply overreact to every great thing that comes out of Dolphins camp.
You've done that,
which today I thought was a great first day. Today was a first great day at training camp, and it made me feel whole and complete that we can still get him.
Because you broke him.
Because I didn't feel like I broke him. I feel like Chris Perkins stock down broke him. I feel like that's the
man. It's 2 hours, the first practice, and he's already got his stock up and stock down, and that's my guy. CP is my guy. But come on, I
don't know what to tell you, man.
Even his stock down was like he even knew he was reaching with his stock down. He's like, it's the first practice for the
what that means though? Here's what that means, Vlad. It means everybody else had a great practice. If you have to pick on the lowest guy on the roster, it feels to me like everybody else had a great practice and there's nothing to nitpick at. So who do we got to go to? Oh, we'll go to the poor kid. I don't even remember his name now.
Exactly. Hardingston or Hardingstein.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
Something. RVA Richie says the old's nerves frazzle easily. Agreed.
Oh, come on. It's not about being old.
Nope, it's just me. I've been doing that. I've been doing this bit to him for 8 years. And it's my favorite. It's my favorite, especially the early, before we even have preseason games. The first days of camp are my favorite to really get at it because we don't know. We haven't seen anything. We're not really sure. And I just know I could go out there and just bother him. All I need to do is midseason form. That's all I have to say.
Oh my God. How many midseason form are you going to get in the report today?
Oh, everybody seems to want to give everybody.
You know who's not in midseason form? The Riders. I can tell you that.
You just think they're reaching too early?
Everybody's in midseason form after one practice with no pads. Come on, man.
Seems like it was humming. It was humming out there today. Is it extra droopy? Is it extra humid down there today? Is that how it is?
I don't know.
I don't know. But either way, it should be a fun camp to dive into with all the drama and whatnot. So we'll continue on with it. Now, Got the opportunity right before the show started today. We had Lincoln Riley stop by, head coach of the USC Trojans. They, of course, are moving over here to the Big Ten. This is their first year coming on over. They have expanded greatly. They got Oregon over here. They got UCLA, Washington. So the West Coast has molded with the Big Ten, and they got themselves a big-time super conference now, which is why this has become many a days and such a super big deal over here. But Lincoln Riley, who obviously coached at USC last year, had the number 1 overall pick in Caleb Williams, but also coached Miami Dolphins draft pick Taj Washington, who's currently on IR. Don't really they revealed that yesterday. We don't know how significant quite it is that he's and what he's dealing with, but I did get a chance to talk to the Trojans head coach about Taj and really get his input, because this guy thought of as an offensive guru. I mean, this guy's a bit of a quarterback whisperer. He's been with plenty of great QBs. He runs a high-flying offense. So talk to him a little bit about Mike McDaniel, Tua Tagovailoa, and the Dolphins draft pick Taj Washington. So here was my conversation with USC head coach, with our USC head coach, Lincoln Riley. Everybody, Tobin and Leroy here on WQAM, live from Big Ten Media Day. It's the Capital Orange Bowl Media Tour presented by Duffy Sports Grill. And we got a man who's new to the Big Ten, head coach of USC, Lincoln Riley, joining us here. Coach, thanks for the time. Really appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
What does this feel like, first day at school vibes with a new conference?
A little bit.
Any hazing going on?
Not yet. Maybe we'll haze somebody else. But no, it's cool. It is. It's it's been kind of that idea that's been floating out there for the last year or two, and now all of a sudden days like today make it feel a little bit more real, and you kind of anticipate the next step, which is actually playing these games and creating all these big matchups that everybody's been talking about.
What is when you look at it from a big picture standpoint, playoffs expanding, conferences, super conferences expanding, like what is the thing that I guess excites you most about the changes coming to college football?
I think there's just the new rivalries and matchups that we're going to see on a weekly basis. When this first happened, so I was asked my opinion, and I said, forever and ever, you think of some of these like great bowl matchups that have happened, across the country, in the Orange Bowl, in the Rose Bowl. Well, now you're going to have some of these matchups, like on a weekly basis. And I think that part's going to be cool. I think the chance for some of these programs to travel to different places, right, to go watch games in different venues, for coaches and players to get a chance to compete against different people. That to me is the best part of it. Yeah,
my co-host Leroy Horde, longtime Michigan running back, and he was saying that's almost like a natural thing. He was a Rose Bowl MVP. He was familiar with going out west and having success out there. So, do you feel like that's natural, that merge from to the Big Ten, just because of those ties with the bowl games?
I do. I mean, certainly the Rose Bowl tie with USC being, certainly probably the most prominent program in the history of that game, and then obviously the Big Ten ties forever and all the matchups that have happened. I do think that does certainly strengthen it, although there's still a lot of places that are teams that we certainly in our history haven't played much, and certainly haven't played much in recent years. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be incredible, because instead of neutral sites, you're going to get some of these, obviously these great home and home matchups, and the chance to go into these different venues, experience these different fan bases. I mean, all of that is going to be really cool.
Now, down in Miami, one of your players got drafted by the Dolphins this year. He's starting on IR, but everybody was saying Taj Washington, one of these steals of the draft. Give us a little insight on him. What are the things that make him a special player, special person that you think the Dolphins are getting with him?
He's one of probably my most favorite players in all the years at any of the schools. I think he's an absolute steal. I think you guys in Miami got a gem. He is one of the most unselfish, hardworking, tough players that I've ever had at anywhere, at any position. Incredible special teams player, blocker, receiver, after the catch, teammate, human being. Like the guy, he's got it all, man. You get a locker room full of guys like him, you're going to be really tough to beat. I'm sure you always want your players to go as high as possible. When he lands in seems like a good situation, a team that, is they have a lot of fun with offense. I'm sure you probably enjoy watching them too. But like when you saw or spoke to him about just landing in a place like Miami, do you feel like this is going to be a great spot for him? For sure. Yeah. Especially with guys there at the end, sometimes, if it gets it's right there to the end of the draft, you almost hope that they'll go undrafted, where then they get a chance to choose, because there can be some benefits in that. But I thought Taj landed in a great spot. Mike does a great job, using skill sets like his. A coaching staff, I think, that they've assembled there is excellent, and they're going to love this guy. They are. And so, yeah, so much about it as a rookie is your fit initially, and can you get off to a good start in that league? And so now when we heard his name called and saw it was Miami, we were all thrilled.
What are the things you like about watching Mike McDaniel's offense, the way he runs things?
He's very creative. I think he's not afraid to think outside the box, which I think, in my opinion, a lot of coaches are. They're only going to do things that they've seen other people do. And Mike's unique. He's got a great feel, I think, for both the run and the pass game, how to blend it, how to complement each other. Like he runs a system. It's not just a set of, a few of these plays and a few of that plays. Like, you can tell there's a method to what they're doing from an overall perspective. And, yeah, I've always enjoyed watching his teams, his offenses, the way he coaches. Just a lot of respect for him.
There's so much. Tua is one of the most, polarizing, I guess, for whatever reason. A lot of talk on his contract and things like that. But you're a bit of a quarterback whisperer yourself, been around a lot of great talent. As you see Tua, the way he operates that offense, what are the things you like about watching him?
Yeah, I think, early on in his career, I think he's done a really nice job. I mean, and I know he's battled some things health-wise, but he's continued to produce. He's a guy in terms of, I thought, even when we played him in this game a few years ago, he's very decisive with the ball. He's a very accurate player. I think he's, from everything I understand from being around Jalen and a few of those other guys, that Tua's really a team-first guy and about the right kind of things. And, yeah, I mean, you look at the stats and what the guy's done early in his career, there's a lot to be proud of. And now, he's got some natural next steps to make, which will be continue to get more comfortable in the offense and continue to win games, win playoff games, and go win the Super Bowls. But yeah, to sit here, you sit here right now and say, is this guy capable of doing that? Is it hard to believe that this guy would be able to do all that? Not at all. I'm super impressed with him, and he's certainly in the right place with the right coach.
Miller Moss had a hell of a first impression with you guys. You take over for a number 1 overall pick. How do you just make sure he stays and keeps the main thing of just, hey, this is your team now, be yourself, because instead of just feeling like it's big shoes to fill?
Yeah, he's a pretty steady kid. I mean, I think this isn't just some freshman that just, kind of walked in. I think he's a pretty steady kid. And we got a pretty steady room right there. It's a really good quarterback room. There's a lot of competition, but there's experience in there. And so these guys have been chomping at the bit. They're excited about, I think, the team that we're putting around them, and excited to watch them go lead us.
Man, you always got an exciting team to watch. It's for sure, Coach. Thanks so much for the time. Enjoy your first Big Ten Media Day, and welcome to the conference.
Will do. Sounds good. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you.